Nick. Can you guys hear me pretty good?
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. Can you guys see the screen pretty good? Hey, Martha. All right, so it looks like the strive is going well. I mean, the stream. I don't know what I was talking about. The stream is going well. So let's go ahead and just get a little bit into the very first one that we actually did not get to watch together.
Let's go.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Why was Mo in Clip that day? I don't know. Why did they blame Yellow Beezy? I don't know. Truth is, Boosie had a lot to gain by watching Mo 3 move around. Maybe that's why they shot him over there at the Big T after the wake. A lot of shit goes down at the Big T, but for Boosie to get shot, I guess that's why Mo 3 got shot right over there. I guess that's why I couldn't stay in Dallas. I had to get out to watch Mo 3 be assassinated, executed, running for his life down this highway in the middle of the day. Like, it was this time of the day. Look how busy this is. And somehow, he was forced to stop his car. Someone stopped their car as well, got out the car. He saw them. He must have recognized because he turned and started running down the highway in the middle of the day. And they shot him in the back. This make any more sense than the Tupac shit? How the hell was there enough time on a busy highway like this at this time of the day? Who does a shooting in the middle of a highway? Gee, in the middle of the day. And still no answer. It's always too hard to solve a rap murder. Another graveyard.
Hundreds of fans were on hand when a police escort led a parade of limousines to the funeral of the young man and brought grief to fans, friends, and family. There were eulogies from family members, elected officials, and civic leaders. The Reverend Cecil Murray, pastor of First African Methodist Episcopal Church, analogized his pioneering spirit to greats of the past by journeying into the hearts of millions of fans all over the world with rap.
But the only music born on American soil, spirituals, minstrelsy, ragtime, blues, jazz, swing, gospel tune, and now rap.
Check it out, y'all, in the house, y'all.
Others had their personal eulogies about a man who to some was controversial. To others, he was a little giant who sang anguish songs about life, about reality.
You know, he used to go to the hospital and sit with the kids when they were sick. He did a lot of stuff for the community. You know, he was a good man.
And he had a big heart, and a lot of people perceive him to be different ways because he raps about, violent stuff and stuff. But he was just rapping about reality.
From the West Adams District, Warren Wilson, Channel 5 News at 10.
Rap singer Eazy-E has lost his battle with AIDS just 10 days after revealing that he had the disease. The 31-year-old rapper died last night in a Los Angeles hospital. He was hospitalized last month for what he thought was asthma and said that he did not know how he contracted AIDS. Eazy-E, whose real name was Eric Wright, was a founding member of the band NWA. The band practically originated the hardcore style of gangster rap and was a huge influence in the rap community.
I want to be die. I want to die. The first wish I wish is that Travis gets better. How do you better you? Huh?
I don't like that word AIDS because it's a hurting word.
Cause God gonna miss me, right? Right? Cause you gonna miss me too, right?
Definitely.
You gonna be crying, right?
That's a hurting feeling to see your child in misery, especially when you can't do nothing for him. The only thing that I ask Jehovah to, just let me live to take care of him.
How did you get me from her?
From your mother?
Yes.
I went to court for you. Because your mother didn't take good care of you. And you know, if he got AIDS, you know she got it.
Love you, Daddy.
Love you too.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die. You?
Travis Jeffries lives here in the hybrid section of the South Bronx. He lives with his grandmother, Mrs. Geneva Jeffries, and her daughter, Tasha.
Hi.
It's Rick. It's what? It's Rick. Oh, hi, Rick. Oh, he got that camera on, Mom.
When I met Travis in 1995, he was 7 years old and had full-blown AIDS.
Can I take my bike, Rick?
No. You can't.
Travis can't eat because of his AIDS. He's kept alive by an electric pump that pushes a liquid nutrient down a tube into his stomach. That tube extends 16 more inches inside him. He has to stay on the pump 14 hours a day.
That's a little airplane.
When Travis goes to the park with his friend Andre, he has to carry a portable pump with him.
No. He took it out.
Travis.
Y'all get away.
Travis, stop.
Y'all get away.
Travis, stop.
Y'all get away.
Travis.
You get away. You
Please,
get
can
away.
you stop?
You get away.
Travis, come on. Come on, man.
Come on, Travis. You get up, Travis.
Pick that up,
Travis.
You know that's important for you. And when I'm around you, you know I don't know what to do. So, you know, you can't take that out and just keep on running around. Because I don't know what can happen to you. Because something can happen to you and I don't know what to do. Take that out.
Go away. I'll pull your hair. I'm going to pull your hair. Watch and see I'm going to pull your hair.
Did kids really try to pull out your tube?
Yeah.
What happened?
And it hurt.
Auntie Leah, are you muted?
I am, and thank you for reminding me. What we're doing, we're just going back to get a little review. Nick, thank you for reminding me. I wouldn't know what to
That's
do
all right.
without you, my panel buddy. But we're taking a look at a lot. We're kind of contrasting the two stories together in part one, because Eazy-E, I believe, in my opinion, allegedly was intentionally given full blown AIDS. Because for the life of me, I do not know how one could get an HIV diagnosis, then a week later turns to full blown AIDS, and then dead.
No.
So we're getting a story, we're trying to compare someone who was born with the disease, right? Against someone that was given and manufactured, in my opinion, allegedly, portion of disease on purpose. Okay? All right. So our other part two is almost loaded, but this is a good recap anyway, so.
And it hurt.
Right. Weaponized.
Kid punched me in my stomach.
You got it.
On the ground. Knocked me right on the ground. While my tube was in.
Oops.
Wow. Right. He punched me with his knuckle. Right. With his five knuckles. Punched me right here. And he knocked me down. And I cried. Because kids keep doing it. They try to put it out. But I said, it don't come out. It's none of your business. None of your business is for me to know, for you to find out. Right, Mitch?
Woke up this morning, 6, easy motherfucking E with a hard ass dick. Nigga plotting, nigga scheming, so don't wake me, bitch, cause I'm dreaming. 187's on bitches in my head, nigga up. Snoring like fuck, sleep in bed, got my 9, and I'm out the window. Drunk as fucking high off that endo, nigga E. CPT, the OG, and I really don't think you wanna fuck with me, nigga. Walking half up with 9 in hand, I give a mad fuck, but they don't understand. I wet 'em up, wet 'em up, wet 'em up, wet 'em up. Now back to the motherfucking set, creeping, crawling, creeping. Don't get caught sleeping.
Eazy-E is an intensive care at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, critically ill with full-blown AIDS. Did you know he was HIV positive?
No, we never knew. We never knew he was HIV positive. I share the sentiments of the family that we're all praying that we'll get past this. We just felt that given the nature of the press, and not necessarily saying people that are here today, we felt that it was important for us to come forward to dispel any rumors and make sure that the truth be told.
The rumors have been around for, I guess, a couple of weeks, and I guess today was the first time a lot of people got any confirmation that it was true.
All you got to do now is spread yourself.
You're good, genuine person. And, I love him and I miss him to death, and his legacy will always live on with all of us. I'd like to say congratulations to Little E up there and A-Dog. You know what I'm saying? They doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Eazy-E lives on to his son. And we're going to make it possible to see him shine. The original Rufus. I don't know about any other Rufus. I ain't going to speak on it. But it's a beautiful thing, man, that we get to see the second chapter. And that's within his son. You know what I mean?
To my fans, I would like to say to my fans, thanks for your support and stay true to the game. And don't ever believe people who tell lies.
That Margie has a question, so I just want to answer Margie's question real quick. No, Martha. Y'all, my eyes. Martha has a question. Yes, she is a suspect. I wrote down all my little suspects, y'all. You know, Auntie be doing her homework. She is one of my suspects. Yes, I have 4 suspects. So yes, he did get married in the hospital. But check this out, guys. He was paralyzed at the time. This was the second time he was admitted, you know, right before, a few days before he passed away. And the signature on the marriage license is not a signature. It's tight. It's a tight signature on the marriage license. So I don't even know how it was valid, but it's valid. But yes, he got married. So let's get back into it. I think our other videos almost loaded. Is that right? Yeah. So let's get back into this one. And again, here we are with we're getting ready to see some of the effects, the transition Travis is going through from having HIV, full-blown AIDS, all type of little things this poor little guy went through and endured.
Get up there.
The side effects of the medicine Travis takes for his AIDS make him sick to his stomach. He's also getting ulcers in his mouth and deep down in his throat.
Lay on your ear. You gotta go to the bathroom? Well, lay on your... What's wrong? Your ear hurt? Mama, where your stomach hurt at? Where your stomach hurt at? Come on, get up. Come on now, get up. Come on, Travis, get up now. Go over there on the cot. That's right. And then there's his stool. It's black. I know that's medication most likely. Mm-hmm. And it's just run, you know what I mean, just run out. That's the reason why I'm scared to put him in the bed without a pamper on, because he makes it to the bathroom at times, but if he had to go to the bathroom, it comes down. So, you know, at times you don't know what to think. At times you think everything is okay, and then all of a sudden everything is not okay.
You know, she's the one who takes care of him. You know, she's the one who in the middle of the night has to clean him up and clean his sheets and put him in the bathtub when he soils himself all over. She's the one who's got to think about how many cc's of fluid she's going to need to bring him away for the weekend. There's a great burden on someone who's that primary caretaker for someone as ill, really, as Travis is. And even if I don't have words to give back to her that's going to make her feel better, it's just important to have the time and for her to know that someone else can listen to what she's saying and can take it in a way.
The Special Needs Clinic at Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center is one of just a few in the country that provide both medical and psychiatric care for children with AIDS.
I called Travis in a bed to be admitted to the hospital.
Oh, you called him a bed?
Yeah, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take. Mm-hmm. Okay. How does it look? Okay.
Good, family.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Mizak in the house. What it do?
Doesn't look good.
We're doing a little recap.
But
Dr. Bugler has treated Travis since he was 2 years old.
the hospital's all full.
So, guys, I just want to point something out real quick. What I want to point out, do you hear all the different symptoms that he's going through? The throwing up, the mouth ulcers, the trouble eating, the diarrhea, the upset stomach, all that. Eazy-E never had none of that, but he had full-blown AIDS. That doesn't make sense to me. He never went through any of that, but he had full-blown AIDS. Weird, right?
Very.
Full of little children in beds. Every single bed has a little child in it. So right now, until somebody goes home, sometimes children go home from the hospital. So when the child goes home, then they clean the bed, and then somebody else can stay.
Yeah, he's not getting better. This is going on already for 3 weeks, probably longer. I hope it doesn't mean that he's becoming resistant to his antiretroviral or getting something that we won't be able to treat. It's just frustrating because we don't know what the sore is, so we don't know what to treat him with. But whatever it is, it's growing, it's getting worse. So we have to treat it with something.
14 hours later, Travis was admitted to the hospital. Travis, how's your throat?
Oddly enough, the cords were found in a small travel bag.
Can you talk, honey?
On a mannequin on the main floor of the Neiman Marcus department store. The robbery is still under investigation. San Francisco police have yet to arrest any suspects in the case.
What's hurting you, Travis? What? It burns your stomach?
What's wrong? What's wrong?
No, that is funny.
Just be still. Can't you wipe your nose? What's wrong?
Yes. The baby has a virus.
Oh, excuse me. He said that burns his stomach.
What does?
The medication that's going into him.
Maybe it was that medicine I put through the tube into your stomach that made it hurt a little bit. Because I just did it too. I just put that in the tube.
That was the AZT, right?
AZT.
Travis mad. I would be mad too, young man. I would be mad.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Born this way.
Okay. The way I feel, Travis ain't gonna live long. He's not gonna live too long. Because I even heard one doctor said that he'll live till he get about 10. Then I heard one say about 12. The rate he's
How much
going,
for what the doctors say?
I don't think so. And then one person told me that he might not live to see his 8th birthday.
The death of Eazy-E was one of the most shocking moments in hip-hop history. It happened so fast that even people closest to him barely knew what was going on. And since he died, there have been tons of conspiracy theories about what went down, including some that say he was secretly murdered. So today we're breaking down the mysterious death of Eazy-E and all the theories of what really happened to the godfather of gangster rap. In early 1995, Eazy started to get a bad cough and was having trouble breathing. At first, he assumed it was just a cold or something small like asthma, but the cough got worse and worse, so he had to go to the hospital. Eazy thought they would probably give him some medication and send him home, but nobody ever imagined he would be on his deathbed just a few weeks later. At the time, Eazy was in the prime of his career. NWA was one of the hottest rap groups ever, and after their breakup, Eazy kept up the momentum with his solo career. His beef with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube made him bigger than ever, but it was starting to cool off, and there were even talks of a reunion. Tragically, before any of that could happen, Eazy suddenly passed away. On February 16th, his friends brought him to the emergency room so he could get help with his cough. He stayed in the hospital for a few days but started to feel better, so he checked himself out on February 19th and even went to the studio with his artist, BG Knockout, after hitting up the pharmacy. But the cough didn't go away. On February 24th, Eazy returned to the studio with BG, where they were supposed to be working on their album. Eazy had one verse left before they could turn the project into the label. But when it was time to record his part, he started having trouble breathing. BG found him in the back room and kept trying to get him to come back to the studio to record his verse. But after a while, he realized something was wrong. Eazy was having trouble breathing and kept hitting the inhaler. He was also sweating like crazy and could barely speak. They decided to rush him to the hospital, but this time they went to a different hospital. Not long after, everyone learned what was really going on. It turned out that his lungs had collapsed while he was in the studio, but that wasn't even the most tragic news. Later that day, Eazy found out that he tested positive for AIDS and didn't have much time to live. Everyone was shocked. They knew his cough was bad, but thought he'd be fine once he got the right medicine. They had no idea that Eazy had gotten HIV and how bad it was about to get. Over the next few weeks, Eazy's health just got worse and worse. He was in bad shape, and he knew he might not make it. So, on March 16th, he asked his lawyer to prepare a statement and let his fans know what was happening. The statement said, "Now, I'm in the biggest spot of my life, and it ain't easy. But I want to say much love to those who have been down with me, and thanks for all your support. Just remember, it's your real time and your real life." That same week, Ice Cube, Dre, and other members of NWA came to the hospital, and they finally squashed their beef. So, the only thing left to do was to tell the world. Eazy also wanted to warn his followers about the dangers of unprotected sex. Doctors assume that Eazy contracted the disease from one of his sexual partners. But even to this day, it's not clear who exactly gave it to him, and there are even some people who believe he didn't get it from a random groupie, but he was intentionally injected with the virus. At that point, the world knew that Eazy was in trouble, but no one knew how quickly he would die from the illness. Plenty of people have been diagnosed with AIDS and still live for many years, including other celebrities like Magic Johnson. So, no one expected Eazy to be gone that quickly. While he was in the hospital, Eazy came down with pneumonia and could no longer breathe on his own. They tried to do an emergency surgery to clear his lung, but it didn't work, and he was put into a coma. Eazy passed away on March 26th, just 1 month after his diagnosis and 10 days after telling the world what happened. He was only 30 years old and left behind 11 children. There was a crowd of over 3,000 people at his funeral, and even though they all made up before his death, DJ Yellow was the only NWA member at the funeral. Other members later said they just didn't want to see Eazy like that and preferred to remember him the way he was when he was alive. Eazy's death shocked the world, especially because it happened so fast. No one could believe that a 30-year-old man could go from seeming perfectly healthy 1 minute to suddenly dying of AIDS just a month after going to the hospital. It just didn't make sense. And ever since he passed, there have been many conspiracy theories about what really happened. Plus, some of his closest friends and family members don't believe the official story of what happened. First off, Eazy appeared perfectly normal up until the point he got pneumonia and had to be put on life support. It's pretty common for people with HIV to look sound and normal while the virus weakens your immune system until you finally get AIDS. But that usually takes a while and doesn't happen so fast. According to many people who saw Eazy in the hospital, they didn't notice any changes in his appearance or behavior until his final moments. Bone Thugs and Harmony had just signed to Ruthless Records and were around Eazy all the time in the months before he died. Crazy Bone later said in an interview with Angela Yee that Eazy was his normal self right up until the end. He said, "Dude had full-blown AIDS and looked regular. He still had his weight, still cocky, still looking like a regular dude. It just came about all of a sudden. He was really built like a little tank."
Who has full-blown AIDS and still looks normal? I've never seen it before. Who has full-blown? Go ahead.
Hey Jay, I don't think he had it at all.
There you go.
At all. It just doesn't sound for how quickly he went down and what was wrong. I think that was a lie. That part.
Pneumonia is what Proof said. Pneumonia, because he had pneumonia. Remember?
Yep.
And yeah. See how fast it took Kim Porter out, you know, and the rest of the folk it took out very fast. It seems like that.
AIDS doesn't go that quick. Doesn't take you out that quickly, for sure.
And you don't look normal. Right? They said he still had his weight. He was still cocky. It just all of a sudden just, you know, and that just don't sit right with me.
Yeah, something don't smell right.
Oh, hang on.
Okay, let's go.
Look at Martha's comment now. This okay.
Yes, we're gonna get to that.
Oh,
yes, Martha, you are right. We're gonna get to that. Yep.
All right, I'll hang on. I'll hang on, but we really, yeah, we can't let that go because I've got
We're not.
information about that.
We're not gonna let it
Yeah.
go.
All
We go.
righty.
Okay, that's coming up in part two. Part two is ready, but I want to show one more segment of Travis,
Yep.
so you can just kind of get familiarized with what he went through, right?
Mhm.
And
Yep.
then we'll head on over to part two. If you want to watch all of part one, it is posted, on my page.
Righty.
Many people also wondered how he was exposed to HIV in the first place. Eazy lived the lifestyle of a famous rapper and slept with tons of women over the years, but none of his sexual partners or the mothers of his children came forward and admitted they had the disease. So, to this day, no one really knows exactly how he got it. All of these unanswered questions made people wonder if there was more to the story that wasn't being revealed to the public. The situation was already sketchy, but over the years, more info came out that made his death look suspicious. Not long after Eazy was buried, the LA Times revealed that there was a dispute over his estate and ownership of Ruthless Records. The dispute was between Eazy's widow, Tamika Woods, and Mike Klein, the former director of business affairs at Ruthless. Klein had filed a lawsuit claiming that he owned 50% of the company, but Tamika was arguing that she owned the entire company. That's when fans started to suspect that something was up with Tamika. When Eazy was first diagnosed, she was his only girlfriend and was pregnant with his child. But they were married in his hospital room on March 14, 1995, just 12 days before his death. It turns out Tamika didn't just become Eazy's wife. She was also given control of his estate, which meant she had complete power over his business affairs after his death. Eazy also had 6 other baby mothers who had no say in how his affairs were handled and what happened to his money and the record label. And Tamika used that power to cut his other family members out of the will.
Wow.
Many of Eazy-E's kids claim that they were only given $75,000 of his $20 million estate, then completely cut off financially. The only one to receive any significant money was the child that Eazy had with Tamika. The whole situation made Tamika and her marriage to Eazy look suspicious. According to the doctors, by March 14th, Eazy was in critical condition. By the 15th, he was basically paralyzed. So, if he was in such a bad state, how could he have possibly agreed to the marriage or get his lawyer to draft a will?
Right.
What's even sketchier is that supposedly Eazy's signature is not even on the marriage certificate. It was typed in. That started a theory that Tamika may have plotted with Eazy's lawyer to take advantage of him while he was weak from fighting the virus, or that they may have even planned his murder. Plus, it isn't just random fans on the internet who have questions. Some of the people closest to Eazy, including his own children and artists signed to Ruthless, still don't believe the official stories of what happened. BG Knockout, Eazy's artist, and the dude that was with him every day before he went into the hospital, believes that his mentor was murdered. On the song In My Prime, BG said, "The way my big homie went out, he didn't deserve it. They say he died of AIDS, but Eazy was cold murder. I filtered out all the bullshit with my third iris. Full-blown AIDS, but Tamika ain't got the virus."
Wow.
He later clarified in a 2011 interview with Hip Hop
How is
DX
that?
he didn't know what happened to Eazy, but he believes there's more to the story. He said, "I believe in my heart somebody did something to Eric. Whether it was Jerry, whether it was Tamika, I have yet to really know the truth about it. But for a person to have full-blown AIDS, my brother, his father died from full-blown AIDS, from sharing a needle because he was an addict. Now, I've seen this man go through these stages, from HIV to full-blown AIDS, and when you get a cold, any little thing like that, your whole immune system shut down. So you have to go to the hospital just to recover. Now, to be around Eric for the last 3 years of his life and never had an episode like this, never ever, something is strange. Something is real odd." Jerry Heller is the music industry executive who discovered Eazy and helped him start Ruthless Records. Jerry's influence over Eazy was a major part of his beef with the rest of NWA. The other dudes in the crew accused him of tricking him into signing bad contracts to steal their money. Eazy stayed loyal to Jerry for many years, but eventually cut ties with him right before he died. People close to Eazy claim that he accused Jerry of engaging in financial shenanigans.
Whoa. So, hold up. He said that Eazy was loyal to Jerry for many years and recently cut ties with him right before he passed away. So Jerry's a suspect. Tamika's a suspect, in my opinion. What do you all think? That just don't sit right with me. That goes back to what we see happening today with these stars passing away in the industry.
Yep.
Like Angie Stone, the most recent, right? She wanted her royalties. As soon as she she launches an investigation into her royalties, she has this tragic accident. So again, right before Eazy contracted this disease, which is strange that Tamika didn't have it, and the baby she was carrying didn't have it. We're talking about full-blown AIDS. We're not talking about HIV, right? How do you not have it? It just don't make sense to me. But you part ways with one of the big wigs in the industry. Okay.
And if it doesn't make sense, that means it's not true.
Exactly.
That's Judge Judy right there.
Allegedly, but yes, exactly. Exactly.
Shenanigans. Didn't want anything to do with him. So there's another theory that Jerry may have somehow been involved in the murder plot. Along with BG Knockout, Eazy-E's own son, Lil Eazy-E, says that he also doesn't believe his father died of AIDS. Lil Eazy says he became an advocate for HIV research and wanted to prevent others from losing their lives to the disease. But the more he learned about the circumstances around the death of his dad, the more he realized things just didn't add up. Eazy's daughter, Evie, was also not convinced, and together, they did a deep dive into what really happened, which was later turned into a docuseries called The Mysterious Death of Eazy-E. In an interview, Lil Eazy claimed her research uncovered a lot of suspicious things about the death.
You got forged signatures. You got doctors who can't find right now. You got, death certificates that were altered. You know what I mean?
What?
All kind of stuff.
BG Knockout revealed in an interview with
Did he
DJ
say?
Brad
Okay, he
that
said.
Eazy's original cause of
He said doctors that can no longer be found.
They get rid of them.
And birth certificate, not death certificates that were altered. And forged documents, all
Forged
surrounding.
Yep.
All surrounding Eazy-E's unaliving. That's crazy. And this was in 1996.
Yeah, this MO hasn't gone away, has it?
Nope. It's actually increased. They've gotten, better at this thing.
Have they? They're still using the limonia.
The limonia. Yep. He might be the first limonia death.
Could be, yeah.
Wow.
death was listed as cardiac arrest. But while Evie was doing her research, she found that his death certificate listed the cause of death as pneumonia, along with acquired immune deficiency syndrome, aka AIDS. So that could be what Lil Eazy was talking about.
Wow.
He claims the death certificate was altered, although he doesn't go into much detail during the interview. There are still a lot of unanswered questions about what really happened to Eazy-E. Many people are quick to blame Jerry Heller and Tamika Woods, but over the years, more theories have
always
come out
a
about
woman
those that have been involved. Some
involved.
people think that Eazy was murdered by his biggest op in the game, Suge Knight. Suge was the one who convinced Dr. Dre to leave NWA and start Death Row Records.
Suspect number 3.
It's been a rumor forever that Suge and his goons jumped Eazy and threatened to kill Jerry Heller if they didn't let Dr. Dre out of his contract. They eventually agreed to let Dre leave the label, but Eazy later sued them for using threats to break the contract. So that officially set off the beef between Dr. Dre and Eazy-E, and Suge was right in the middle of it. But by 1995, Dre was starting to distance himself from Suge, and there are reports that NWA might get back together. So it's possible that Suge may have wanted Eazy out of the picture to keep her from linking back up with Dre. To make things even more suspicious, Suge went on Jimmy Kimmel Live in 2003 and talked about how easy it is to kill someone by injecting them with AIDS. He told Jimmy,
"This is a new thing, right? Yeah. See, if somebody gonna do something about it, see, technology is so high, right? Right. So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. Kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they call, they get blood from somebody with AIDS, and then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
well, that
that's
seems
gonna happen.
bad.
That's a slow death. An easy thing, you know what I mean?
That alone, and many people think that Suge was basically confessing to murdering Eazy-E on live TV. Suge already had a long history of violence and has been accused of everything from hanging Vanilla Ice off a balcony to ordering the hit on Tupac. So it wouldn't be that crazy to believe he had something to do with the death of Eazy-E, especially when he's out here making all kinds of wild statements. Another artist who signed to Ruthless Records named Frost claims that he knows exactly how Eazy got HIV and suggested that Suge may have been involved. During an interview, Frost revealed he found out Eazy had AIDS right after it happened because he had a girlfriend who worked at the hospital. According to him, Eazy did not get the virus from having unprotected sex. He got it through tainted needles during an acupuncture session. Eazy got hurt during an ATV crash in Honda Valley and needed to get acupuncture. That's when someone was allegedly able to inject him with the dirty blood. He doesn't mention Suge by name, but Frost
There
claims
you
it was
go.
done by a well-known
There you
man on
go.
the
After what Jaguar Wright has taught us these past few years, right? The whistleblowing, the techniques that they use. Is it wild to even believe that somebody can pay a acupuncture technician to dip a needle in engineered AIDS infected blood or limonia, whatever you want to call it, and stick him with it? It's not wild at all
Not at
anymore, is
all.
it?
Well,
It doesn't.
Nah.
It doesn't seem far fetched at all anymore, does it?
It's not
No.
wild at all. And I wonder how long after the acupuncture session that he went downhill, because the lining of your lungs is
Mhm.
very close to your back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know this because I knew a dry needler, and you've got to be really careful when you are near the lungs when you're getting dry needling done, and
Yes.
and if that needle was tainted and it pierced his lung lining,
Mm-hmm.
then he'd go down real quick, super fast.
Yep. I agree. And Mike Archangel, you know what? I just kind of believe that Suge Knight talks a lot of ish. That's just who he is, right? I don't personally think he did anything, right? But he's the one that holds some eggs or bones or whatever you call it, and he drops hints from time to time. That's who Suge Knight is. He knows. I don't think he's dumb at all. I think he's very smart, but he holds the street code, which is he doesn't snitch. That's just how he is. I don't know how you 80 years old in prison and still hold the street code, but it is what it is. Don't make sense, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
West Coast rap scene with a bad reputation.
Let that stuff go.
Anyone who knows their hip hop history clearly knows who he's talking about. In 2011, the FBI also released documents that linked Eazy to the death of Tupac. According to the documents, their investigation into Tupac's murder revealed that it may have been part of a larger criminal conspiracy involving Eazy-E. Right after Pac's murder, they received an anonymous tip that both rappers were part of an extortion scam and have been receiving death threats. The documents also suggest that Tupac's death may have been financial retaliation against Death Row for stealing talent from Ruthless Records. The FBI didn't do much with this information, so it's unclear if the tip was accurate or if there's any truth to the connection between Tupac's death and Suge's beef with Eazy-E. But it would explain why Suge may have wanted to take Eazy out. It also gives...
I heard about that theory before. It was on a Tupac. It was a Pac documentary where there was some organization, some mob-like organization that was trying to blackmail Tupac and extort him into paying large sums of money. So this is not the first time. I tried so hard to find those documents, the FBI documents. I'm gonna see if I can still find them. I know they're out there somewhere, but this investigation was definitely facts. And it's a weird connection, isn't it? Weird connection.
More credit to another popular theory, that the conspiracy goes all the way to the top, and even the FBI was in on it. In the 80s and 90s, when the AIDS crisis first happened, there were a lot of rumors about the government's involvement. There was even one theory that AIDS was created in a lab and intentionally spread by the CIA to kill off black people. These theories have been disproven, but many people still believe that something similar may have happened to Eazy-E. Eazy has been on the FBI's watch list ever since the release of Fuck the Police. After the song came out, NWA received a cease and desist letter from the feds, and there was reason to believe that the cops may have continued watching him after the group broke up. Eazy was one of the early founders of gangster rap, and he was outspoken about police brutality and other problems in the hood. So it was no secret that the FBI was not happy with him. In fact, during his final interview, Eazy claimed that the KKK put a hit out on him, Rodney King, and other well-known black figures in order to start a race war. The FBI knew all about it and warned some of the people who were being targeted, but they never told Eazy. So that's why many people still believe the government thought Eazy was too big of a threat and had to take him out.
Isn't that
also explain how they
isn't that what they said about Tupac Shakur? The government. Isn't that exactly what they said about Tupac Shakur? He's a threat. Now let's look at the two the similarities between Tupac Shakur and Eazy-E, who both died in the same year. Tupac, okay, so Eazy-E, he dropped the song F the Police, right? That song was so popular. I mean, it was banned across the U.S.
And
I think
and over here. Yep.
it was banned over there too. So it's very controversial. The police was upset. How dare you say F the police, right?
Yep. Yep.
Well, Tupac Shakur actually shot the police and got away with it. Walked out the courtroom like he was George Jefferson because he got off on the charge. So the government was also angry at who? Tupac Shakur.
Yep.
So these are two rappers with voices who have caught the attention of Black America and then some other Black people overseas, like Nick said. They were a threat. So we can't throw that out of our mind. We can't move that out the way either. I mean, could have been the government.
Hold on. What?
They both have been.
When did Pac shoot at the cops?
No, he actually shot the cops. No, they were attacking. They were off-duty cops, and they were attacking a Black person, a Black man. And Pac got out the car and started letting off heat, and that's when they, they found out they was the police. They locked him up. He went to court. He got off and walked out like he was George Jefferson, looking at him, staring him down. He was enemy right then and there. So we can't throw the government away or the police away or whatever. They are also a part of this. They could be the ones who did it as well. You have Eazy-E who pissed them off. You have Tupac who pissed them off. They both died in the same year. Does that make sense? So we don't know who it is. I wish we could figure it out, but it's so many people. And also, it's just so many people involved. It's just crazy, guys.
Yep.
You want me to pull it up? You guys want to see that? I mean, I can pull it up, but let's get through this, and we can. You want to try? I can find it. The one where, if you really want to see where Pac shot the police officer, no problem.
Cover it up,
I'll go
prevent
find
the
it.
truth from getting out for so many years. The theory's definitely a stretch, but if the feds knew the KKK had a bag on his head and never told him, it's clear they weren't worried about keeping Eazy safe. The FBI probably didn't take him out, but even if they thought somebody murdered him, they probably wouldn't try too hard to solve it. So the world may never know what really happened to Eazy-E. Maybe his body just couldn't handle the virus, and it really took him out that fast. But there's a good reason why so many of the people close to him think there's more to the story.
8 days after Travis was released from the hospital, the sores in his throat got worse.
And he haven't been talking this morning. He gonna be talking if he just what?
Okay. All right. Let's see what we can see. You need something to spit in? There you go. Did you give him any of the lidocaine that stuff this morning?
Yes.
Travis, when you put that stuff on your mouth, does it help at all? Nothing. You don't feel anything?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sit on one second in your mouth. Do you think this hurts more than the one inside now? In your throat inside it hurts more still, even though this one looks pretty bad. This prednisone is the treatment that we've been talking about that might help him. It seems to have helped some people who have AIDS who develop these bad sores. But it can cause other problems in that it makes your immune system less strong. So when you give this medicine, sometimes it makes other conditions get worse.
It looks like you came in anyway, right? Because
I think this is so bothered him so much that it's worth trying anything we have to see if it'll help.
Dr. Beauty, tell me something. He's not getting better, is he?
No, I wouldn't say it's getting better.
No, I don't think so either. I look at him and
Okay, Myrna wants to know who this baby is. This baby, his name is Travis Jeffries. This was back in 1998. He was born with AIDS. His mother contracted AIDS somehow. She was doing D-drugs, and he was born. She contracted it, and wouldn't take her medicine, as she confesses on the video. And so he was also born with it. So he does not know how it feels to be healthy. He was born sick. So his name is Travis Jeffries. And we're going to wrap this part up. Again, Martha, Kiki Eyes, Yvonne, Marina, this part of Eazy-E, Hip Hop is a Graveyard, Eazy-E's segment, part 1 is on my page already. So you guys, if you want to go back, anybody, just go back and watch that live. It's very informative. We're going to get into the new video that I have created because I was half asleep. So hopefully it's okay. It doesn't have everything I wanted in it. I even forgot my 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 Hip Hop is a Graveyard thing that Jag did for my trailer. I didn't even put that in there. Forgot everything. But we're gonna get into it. It's still gonna be good. But guys, I did find that video. I think it looks like Faison Love was with Tupac that night that he shot the police. So we'll have a look at that real quick. Let's just watch a few more minutes of Travis Jeffrey so you can kind of get a look at what it is or what it feels like or what it looks like to have full-blown AIDS. And you just can't die like that.
I don't know what I see. It just look like, you know what I mean? Look like all them diseases with your hair. Look like he just slowly, but as they say, sure. Leave it, You guys, your mouth is got sore on it. Scale. Good.
Shirt time? Shirt. Me. Tarzan. Me, Tarzan. You, Travis. Here.
What about sore on my chin?
You're sore on your chin? Hear this thing? Well, Grandma's gonna give you more medicine through the tube to help the pain. And she's also we're gonna start giving you a different new medicine to see if that'll help it go away.
What?
Well, we'll just try to figure out something else to do, right? That's the hard thing about HIV infection. We're hoping this will help.
It is.
It's like we don't really have any control over it. And it's much better to feel as though I know what's going to happen. I know what to do in this situation. I can help the patient. But the truth is that at some point with Travis,
why is she talking to the baby like you ain't got no hope?
It's a war between the doctor.
They were speaking death over this child, wasn't they? They were speaking straight death over this baby.
The HIV infection will win.
For real.
All right, guys. So let's stop it right here because we can keep going and keep going. But this video is 2 hours long, and I don't want to keep going. Okay. So let's. Again, it's on my page. I'm going to pull up this interview. It's unfortunately Vlad TV interview. We're not going to watch too much of it. Fair use. And we're just going to listen to where Faison Love is talking about Tupac pow-powing the two police officers.
You actually hung out with Pac the night before, or the night of, in Atlanta, where he shot the two cops, right?
Yes.
Tell me the story.
Hold on, this is Vlad?
He is the one that brought us all together. And whenever I was in town,
fair use.
I don't know.
Not the guy on camera.
So
wait. I didn't hear you, Jay. What'd you say?
I was saying I don't know if it's safe to be used in Vlad.
I've used a clip before. I'm not great. You use a lot of it, so I don't even care. So.
Yeah.
I know what he's saying too. I know what he's saying. But this is the only one I could find. We just want to hear the story. Y'all want to hear the story?
Yeah, you might want to
I take
pause it a
risks.
lot. Pause it a lot.
Right.
Oh, I will. I just want you guys to hear, the story about Tupac, Pow Pow, and the police officer. Let me see. Let me see if I got something that can use an overlay. So
that's a good idea. There you go.
There we go.
Here we go. Now we're rocking and rolling. Let's go.
Right here.
Yep.
We be fighting over who's gonna get this couch over here, who's gonna get this couch over here, who's gonna drive this car. And they were going somewhere. They said, "Hey man, we going somewhere with Pac." I said, "Man, I'm going to the comedy club. I ain't fucking with Pac tonight because it's a long night. Not it's a long night. When Pac get on some Pac shit, it's a long night. So I think it was me and Alpha Breed. We went to the comedy club, and they went to meet somewhere to get in a limo or something like that. But we left. Me and Alpha.
You there, Auntie?
Oh, has she frozen? Yeah.
I think so.
I'm here.
Oh, all right. The camera's still working.
Oh, she's in. She's in.
No,
twice.
it did kick me out.
You're in twice.
It kicked
I
you
can
out
see
though?
two of you.
It did. No, they said they can't hear anything, so let me stop and reshare. Oops, dang it! I done lost
Yeah,
it.
it was cutting out the end.
Hold on. Maybe Vlad got me.
Maybe.
Vlad doing bad. You mad? Guess what?
Yeah, we just gotta get the sound bite.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting it back, y'all. Let me put my little overlay up.
Auntie's not scared of anyone.
No, that's unfortunate that I'm not.
Yes,
Well,
I know. We know.
Is the one that brought us all
Can
together.
you guys hear now?
And whenever I was in town,
Can you guys hear?
Yep.
Y'all hear?
Yep. Loud and clear.
Breed at
Okay.
a house.
All right.
So we be fighting over who's
Hard
gonna
to
get
say
this
there's
couch
no
over
sound.
here, who's gonna get this couch over here, who's gonna
Is it no sound, guys? Hold on.
And
Y'all press one if y'all can hear.
they were going somewhere. They said, "Hey man, we going
Yeah.
somewhere with Pac." I said, "Man, I'm going to the comedy club. I ain't fucking with Pac."
All right,
Can you guys hear the video? Okay. People say yes. Okay. All right. Whoever can't hear, go out and come back in, Martha. All right.
All right.
Fair use, Vlad TV. You can't be mad at us because you're doing bad.
Tonight, because it's a long night. Not it's a long night. When Pac get on some Pac shit, it's a long night. So I think it was me and Alpha Breed. We went to the comedy club, and they went to meet somewhere to get in a limo or something like that. But we left. Me and Alpha Breed left, and and Doc was there too. I think Doc went. Well, Doc didn't go. Doc stayed at the house. Jazzy Faye, all of us stayed at Breed's house.
Get to the story,
and it was far as fuck. So they left. We left early, but that was really it. And that night, I was with my uncle, and I was telling him, I said, "Man, I think Pac and them gonna be over what you call it." I said, "Nah, I ain't going over there." And then my uncle said, "Pac got shot." I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." Pac just got into a shooting. My Uncle Bruce. So yeah, I mean, the nicest guy you ever want to meet, and genuinely nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if you think he was but he could turn like that. But he never turned on me. He never turned on me. I only got really good memories of him, but I was on probation, and I'm like, that's why I didn't want to hang out. I was like, I don't. Some shit happened. No, I said,
Yeah. Well, I mean, later that night, he saw these two white dudes getting into it with a black kid.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't there for that part.
Yeah, you weren't there, but I'm just going to tell the story. So according to people that were there, he jumped out to try to figure out, protect the kid or just figure out what's happening. And the white dudes pulled out guns on him. They were off-duty cops themselves. And they shot at him, missed. He pulled out a gun and shot both of them. He shot one of them in the ass. I don't know if he shot the other one.
And you know why they had to let that go?
Well, because I heard the cops, they found out that number one, the cops were drinking, they were drunk, and the guns were stolen from
another case.
From another case, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you have a good lawyer, man. I mean,
yeah. I mean, and you I mean, he traveled like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So it ain't gonna be no accident. If I go out, I just go out. That's how he walks. And then, Mo Preem was there with him 9 times out of 10. So he's seen everything.
Yeah.
Everything. You see the Mo's face like
Mo Preem.
Mo had to carry that like wherever so
did you know that Mo Preem was actually
guys,
the first
that
music?
is actually what happened with Tupac Shakur pow-powing. Let me get this down. Pow-powing the police. That is what happened.
Story right there.
Yep, that's what happened with Tupac Shakur. So naturally, he got off scot-free. He was protecting himself. So the law, for the first time ever, probably worked in his favor. Police wasn't happy about that. They was just as angry with Eazy-E for dropping F the police as well. So similar situations. So they were targeted, by the police, the LA police. I think it was Los Angeles. Yeah, police. I wish Seth was here to kind of give us a little bit more commentary on that. But what we're about to do now is we are going to go watch the new video that I put together as part 2. For those who are wondering what happened to Travis Jeffries, we're going to start out with that. We wasn't able to get it to play the last time, but you will be shocked and surprised, and still probably make you think a little bit harder about how the hell did Eazy-E, die so fast. I don't think it's playing. Is it not playing?
Nah. I can see your channel content.
Yeah, hold on. I got it on the wrong tab. Y'all know I'm kind of slow. Y'all got to forgive me. Hold up. Listen, I was navigating this thing really well, wasn't I? Until yeah, no. Here we go.
Yeah, no.
Here we are.
How y'all doing? It's your boy, Young Chuck. It was bad. He has a question that he want to ask me.
This is Travis. He's 20 years old now, guys.
I want to say this.
Now, this is his video. I did not edit it or nothing. Well, I did a little editing,
rest
but
in peace. I didn't get to know you how I wanted to, and that you had to go at a young age, and I mean, it hurt me to my heart when I found out that you had passed away,
Don't
and
mind the youth on the side.
I really do miss you to collaborate with you and like get to know you more. You got to know me more. I mean, all my life, I never had a chance to chill or hang around my mother, except when she came by. I mean, I got to know her. I got to know her as a mom. I got to
There you
see
go.
her, and I don't have to be worrying about, hey, where's my mother at? I don't know who's my mom being in the shelter. So I thank God for that, and
This is something that he edited.
I mean, I just can't believe that you're gone. I mean, I'm trying to come to terms with myself, thinking, wishing you were still here, but all I could do is think. I mean, can't go backwards in time. And if I could, I'll make sure that I would never let that happen if I knew that was gonna happen. But can't bring nobody back, because if that's the case, I would have brought my grandmother back and so my friends. And I mean, it's just so sad. And right now, I gotta say, it's like you're in a safe place. You with grandma and my friends up there, and like basically, don't have to worry about no pain, nobody hurting you, no sickness no more. I mean, you in God's hands, and when you in God's hands, there's nothing to worry about. I mean, it, it happens. I mean, you will always be in my heart. You're that one woman that would have like a spot in my heart, and it's like a charm bracelet, but that charm bracelet cannot come off. It will not come off. It will not break at all. So that's how it is, and just miss you, man. Rest in peace, you know. That's all I gotta say. And grandma, I miss you too.
So now we're going to listen to. He actually did make a song for his mom. I feel like it's only right to listen to the song he made for his mom. For this young man to be 20 years old and have the love that he had for his mother, who basically didn't raise him, basically passed on this disease to him that he has suffered with all his life, is nothing short of amazing to me. So,
Miss everything we used to do together. And when she was still here too. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. You know, 20 years old. Whoever thought that Tribe was gonna be here? Live to 20. Nobody thought I was gonna live to 20. But hey, I'm here. Living it up.
Yeah, come on. A lot of us struggle, but it just make us stronger. It don't hurt us, can't break us. Don't cry no more, everything's gonna be alright. Now girl, I see you crying, everybody crying out there, we're striving. Don't cry no more, everybody is crying. If I see y'all keep on crying, girl, don't cry no more, don't cry no more. I used to be the young kid, sit on the windowsill, watch the kids play, run around, play, ring around the rosy, have a good time with each other. You know I had my reasons, couldn't never smell a vine, so the roses smelled good, the trees was green. It's like a curtain seam, it couldn't even see, because I couldn't even feel the air, cause I had my reasons. Every time I wanna just feel it, I wanna just spray it. You know I wanna break out. It felt like I was behind bars, but one woman had told me that you gonna get yours one day. Just give it time, that God's on your side. And every time you wanna ride, think about it all the time. In my brain covers every conversation. Every time I let it go, every time you wanna show, every time you wanna be me. Put your foot in my shoes. Don't cry no more. I see you right there. I see how you want to go. I'm striving. Don't cry no more. Don't cry no more. I keep telling you, girl, I see how you reacting. Now, shorty, don't cry no more. Now, everybody keep on talking about he said, she said. I don't got time for these games. It's like, it might even seems like it's the same people all around your block with the raincoats raining outside. Your shorty's crying, but you can't never even tell if she crying. A niggas hurting, shorties out here disrespecting them. I don't like it one bit. What have this word became? I don't even know where it came. If a hurricane came through, it swept these niggas up. No good ass niggas out here that ever treat a shorty bad. How can you treat a shorty bad? If you came out your mother womb, came out the woman room, what the fuck you keep on talking about? A niggas trying to press me by my cell phone. Nigga, I ain't having that no more, cause I'm a grown ass man. Oh, shit, don't cry no more. Every time I want to go, I can't do it no more. Don't cry no more. Don't cry no more, oh girl. I see you how you do it, oh girl. Every time I wanna cry, oh yeah, yeah. My grandmother once told me that if you believe in God, you will get everything that you ever wished for. Just do good deeds. I wish that woman was still here. My mom's rest in peace. You know she died at a young age, 42. You know, happy birthday, mama, rest in peace. I still miss you, I still love you. You know you always will have a heart in my heart. You know, a spot in my heart. You know that only woman that ever gave birth to me. You know I can't even believe that you're still gone. I can't believe it's like you're right here by my side, telling me you're right. I walk and holding my hand, and while we cross the street, me telling you nah, ma, don't hold my hand. I'm a grown man, baby. I'm saying, baby, oh, I know you love me, oh. I'm saying, oh, girl, oh my God, I can't believe that you gone. And every time that I want to cry, I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. Every time you wanna cry. Don't cry no more, don't cry no more, yeah. Every time you want to cry, don't cry no more. Tears coming down your eyes, and every time it might even seems like you want to just go, yeah.
I think that was a beautiful tribute to his mother. I really do. This whole time,
Sound
because
like
we
he
got
was
another
freestyling.
update.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel.
Another
Today,
update.
we're revisiting one of the most powerful and heartbreaking stories ever
This is
captured on film.
2025,
We're
guys.
talking about Travis Jeffries, the young boy from the South Bronx who lived with full-blown AIDS in the 90s. His story was documented in a Peabody Award-winning film that touched the world. Where is Travis now? Let's find out. Don't forget to subscribe for more
My
real-life
editing is
story
equally
updates
bad.
and Where Are They Now deep dives. From 1995 to 1998, documentary filmmaker Richard Kotuck followed the life of Travis Jeffries, a 7-year-old boy living with AIDS in the South Bronx. Travis could no longer eat solid food and was tube-fed 14 hours a day. His life was defined by painful side effects, endless hospital visits, and dozens of medications. But through it all, Travis showed a strength beyond his years, supported by his devoted grandmother, Geneva Jeffries, and a small but loving support system. The documentary Travis gave an unflinching look into his daily reality and left a deep impression on audiences and critics alike. In 1998, the film won the Grand Jury Prize at the first Double Take Documentary Festival and received a Peabody Award. Travis himself appeared at the Peabody ceremony to accept the award, despite his fragile health. Where is he now? The good thing is Travis Jeffries is alive. He is doing so well. He is now in his early 30s and living a good life. Travis currently lives in South Bronx. He has a YouTube channel that goes by his name where he shares food content, unboxing videos,
Follow
and his
Travis
lifestyle.
Jeffries.
He is also an avid gamer. Knowing that he is alive comes with so much joy. When our research team found his current details, we were so happy that he is living a good life now. Sadly, however, his mother died 16 years ago in 2008. Travis made this known on his YouTube channel. Travis Jeffries' story was one of pain, perseverance, and extraordinary resilience. It is a good thing that he is still alive and living his life to the fullest. His life continues to inspire discussions around healthcare, childhood illness, and the human will to survive. If you found this update informative, please like and comment below. And if
So, this brings me to my question, guys. Aren't you wondering? So, this documentary, I stand corrected, I believe. It ended in 1998, is what this guy just said, but it started in 1995. Now, that's a year prior to Eazy-E passing away, right?
Yep.
So, tell me, anybody, tell me why the same measures or whatever, or efforts or whatever, could not be given to trying to save Eazy-E's life, and he was a millionaire, and Travis was a poor kid in Brooklyn. This is a year before it. So the medicines were there, right? We seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He struggled through it, but they was trying different things, and now Travis is in his 30s. Why not Eazy-E? We can also look at weaponized. We can also look at Magic Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He's still alive today. He made it to become a senior citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Why not Eazy-E?
It wasn't AIDS. That's why.
Weaponized. He was targeted. He had too much of a voice. He caught the ear of the African American community by calling out police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want him to make it. They didn't want him to live.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out who do they use to do it. It's many, I ain't gonna say a whole lot of suspects, but I broke down at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 5 suspects. Yes. I want you guys to get your suspects down. Let's get back into it.
Rap singer Eazy-E has lost his battle with AIDS just 10 days after revealing that he had the disease. The 31-year-old rapper died last night in a Los Angeles hospital. He was hospitalized last month for what he thought was asthma and said that he did not know how he contracted AIDS. Eazy-E, whose real name was Eric Wright, was a founding member of the band NWA. The band practically originated the hardcore style of gangster rap and was a huge influence in the rap community.
Thought it was asthma.
Because he couldn't breathe.
Yeah, serious attacks on some neighborhoods.
All right, as we just saw, the sniper on top of the building.
Sniper? Right.
Now, as we were talking about that before we played it during a commercial break, I sort of considered that it was a violent video. You said it, and your reactions were?
I don't think it's violent. I mean, you got all these other movies that they got out, the Rambos and all that, where they show all the killings and everything. That video, I didn't show no killings. It just showed somebody shooting the camera, you know.
Okay.
You know. And I don't think it's violent.
Okay.
But then again, I got one that got a disclaimer at the beginning that says, you know, this is just acting and everything else.
Okay. I can understand that. Do you think that our young youth are trying to live out the videos that Eazy-E and other producers portray and produce and sing?
I don't know right now because they're trying to blame a lot of violence on rap, which violence would be here if rap wasn't here anyway. It's an individual. I think it is a person. They see all this stuff and they just want to go out and do it. I don't know. I don't think violence, the rap make people go out and do things.
So what are you portraying in this video here?
I'm just a neighborhood sniper.
And who are you?
Taking out the bad guys. That's all.
Oh, you're taking out the bad guy in the neighborhood.
Right.
Okay, so it's not
like the drug dealers and stuff like that. I'm just taking out the bad guys.
Okay, and what is the lyrics on this song about? A little bit. What
Basically, it's talking about the neighborhood sniper.
And you need a good guy.
Yeah, I'm the good guy.
To take out the bad guys and clean up the neighborhood.
The violent hero.
The violent hero. Okay.
That's what you call it.
And we're not trying to dump on you because sometimes we get a lot of calls about the dance show and they ask us different questions. Why do the dancers do this and that and the other?
They're trying to get movies.
And I kind of explained myself to them, sometimes it's a natural feeling what people portray from Africa, the way the beat and the dancing, so I'm not dumping on you, but just some questions we had to ask.
A lot of dancers that get up there and shake and do all this stuff got a lot of real jobs now. They got movies. Look at Rosie Perez. She got a lot of movies, different shows.
All right. What would you do? What would you be doing if you wasn't rapping? What would you like to do if you wasn't a rapper?
If I wasn't rapping, I'd probably be in trouble or something. I don't know.
But you said you're a good guy.
Yeah, I'm a good guy.
Okay.
If it wasn't for this business, I figured the business is a lot positive to me. I'm doing something good. I could have been doing something bad or either dead or in jail or something.
How did it start for you? The career. Okay.
Basically, I started to just start a record label and recruit new talent, and I ended up rapping myself.
Okay.
And then it happened, I guess, which I wasn't gonna never rap anyway.
Okay. Now, did you ever at one time you had Dre on your label at one time, or was he with you?
He was in NWA, and he was a producer.
Okay.
For Ruthless Records.
All right. So Snoop Dogg was never with you?
Nah, he was never with me.
Okay. I noticed you're very short on those two names. You have very little to say.
I can talk about them all day. I mean, I make money from Dre and Snoop, so it don't matter.
Okay.
It's all good.
Have you and Dre ran into each other on one-on-one?
Yeah, Dre stays right around the corner from me, but when he sees me, he ducks his head because he's scared to face me.
Why?
Why? Because he's screwed up.
Why would he want to dump? What reason would he have to dump on you?
He would have to what?
What reason would he have to dump you, to talk about
dump me?
To diss you?
Somebody put him up to that. See, Dre now works for somebody that used to work for him. And now he claims that Death Row is his. It's somebody else. It's a bodyguard that used to work for Dre. Dre now works for him.
You're muted, Auntie.
Who's the bodyguard that this man that Eazy-E's talking about that used to work for Dre, and now he works for the bodyguard? Who's that?
No idea.
Suge Knight.
What?
Suge
Bodyguard?
Bodyguard, yeah. Suge used to be a bodyguard before he became an executive. Yes, he used to be a bodyguard prior to him becoming a music executive. Remember what he did to Vanilla Ice? Those are bodyguard techniques. Hanging them out the balcony. Diddy did the same thing, dummy. But,
I ain't never heard that before.
Yes, he was a bodyguard. Y'all gonna make me have to go look it up?
No, we believe you. She's on it.
I can go pull the receipts, y'all. But that was Suge Knight.
You teaching me something today.
All right. Yep. Let's get back into it. Eazy-E.
So he all screwed up.
Okay. So in other words, it's like leave Eazy's album and
come over here, and then it was like a little threatening and a little everything. It got kind of serious. Where it got so serious with Dre, owed these people so much money that he burnt his house down. He ended up getting shot. because he owed money and he got nothing but problems. You see all the other problems he having now. On the road, they canceled his tour. And
what about, was this something about one of his boys still in the van or doing a drive-by? Was that true?
They stole a van supposed to be in Milwaukee when they was on the road. I guess they jacked the van drivers for the van. And then Snoop was involved in a drive-by shooting.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. Me out on bail right now. But hey, good luck, brother.
What is that going to do to our to the fans that love you and that look up, not the love the rap music? How do you think they take things like that? As far as their heroes or their idols doing drive-bys, hijacking.
A lot of people out here take it, but people out there know how he really was. He was a dancer. Now he's trying to live a fantasy of stuff that he rap about.
This cracked me up.
And they think he's perpetrating, really, or trying to be hard.
You talking about Dre?
Everything that they're talking about, basically.
All right.
But out here, I don't know.
Okay, I guess it's enough about Snoop Dogg and the gang. Let's talk about Eazy-E. We're going to show you a new video, the one we just received. Tell us about that, the new one.
Basically, the new one is Dre did Dre Day, and he had a guy in there acting like he was me. So I got the same guy to act in this video, and we chased him down and ran him out. And then we got nice little clips of Dre in there when he was being RuPaul.
And original clips of Dre?
Untouched photos with Dre with the lipstick lace. I mean, the lipstick, sequence outfit, eyeliner, eyeshadow, the whole works.
Do you infringe copyright laws when you or pictures or something like that when you show his picture?
Old photos. I somebody else before, so you can use the photos anytime you really want. As long as it's nothing up to date.
Okay. Here's the video. Check it out.
Compton.
Hey yo, doctor, here's another proper track and it's fat. Watch the sniper, time to pay the piper. And let that real stuff provoke. So you's a wanna be low, can you get smoked? And I hope that the fans understand when you talk about spraying me. The same records that you're making is playing me. Dre, Snoop, Death Row, yo, and here comes my left blow. Cause I'm the Eazy-E, and this is the season to let the real Compton City G's in. You're like a kid, you found a puppy, now you dapper. But tell me where the hell you found that anorexic rapper? Talking about who you gon' squabble with and who you shoot. You're only 60 pounds when you're wearing boots.
Damn, E, they tried to fade you on Dre Day.
But Dre Day only met Eazy's payday. All of a sudden, Dr. Dre is the G thing. But on his own album covers, he was a she thing. So sucker please, don't step to these real Compton City G's.
Every day it's a new rapper, claiming to be dapper than the Dre-ster. Softer than a girl, but betray the role of gangster. Ain't broke a law in your life, yet every time you rap, you yap about the guns and knife. Just take a good look at the brother and you'll capture the fact that the bastard is simply just an actor who mastered the bang and the slang and the mental of homies in Compton, Watson, South Central. Never ever once have you ran with the turf, and yet in every verse claim you used to do the dirt. But tell me who's a witness to your damn work, so you never had no business. So say the drama jerk. Brothers straight kill me, knowing that they pranksters. This is going out to your studio gangsters. See, I did dirt, put in work, and many brothers can vouch that. And since I got stripes, I got the right to rap about that. But brothers like you, I kinda hate ya, cause I'm just tired of suburban brothers talking about they come from projects, knowing you ain't seen no parts of the streets, G. I think you started trying to bang around the time of the peace treaty, wearing khakis in my while I'm little. Try to side, but you're flooding at the same time. And your set don't accept you. Scared to kick it with your homies, cause you know they don't respect you. So brother, please, don't step to these real Compton City G's.
Well, it's the knockout definition, original baby gangster. Approach me like you hard little buster. I'ma bank ya, shank ya with my damn shank if I have to. Dr. Dre and Snoop Doggy Dogg are really actors, pranksters, studio gangsters, busters. But this time you're dealing with some real ass brothers. Jeez, fool, please don't try to step. See if you do, then I'll kill captains, or that would be left. See young brothers like me, I'll break you off something. Claiming my city, but Drake, you ain't from Compton. Suckers like y'all is what I call wannabes, and ain't nothing compared to real Compton City G's. Yo, Dre. I never met an OG who never did nothing wrong. You tried to diss an Eazy-E, so now sucker is on you and your doggy dog. Think that y'all hogging it. Both of you tricks could come and suck my doggies. Beating up a woman don't make you it. But then again, some brothers think it makes a man. Damn, it's a trick how Drake can switch so quick from wearing lipstick to smoking on that big nips. And now you think you're bigger. But to me, you ain't nothing but a trick ass buster that ain't worth the
Yo, y'all see Dre. Y'all see Dre. Y'all see that picture of Dre? Oh my God, he gonna show another one. It was hilarious.
Well, here you're getting treated like boot camp. Gotta follow your sergeant's directions or get your ass popped with the Smith and Wesson. Learn a lesson from the E's. Stay in your place and don't step to real Compton City G's. Stop him in his tracks. Show him that. Yo, Dre. Boy, you should have known by now. Stop him in his tracks. Show him that. Yo, Dre. Boy, you should have known by now. Stop him in his tracks. Show him that. Yo, Dre. Boy, you should have known by now. Stop him in his tracks. Show him that. Yo, Dre. Boy, you should have known by now. Easy does.
Still leaving Compton. Eazy-E. All right, baby. That's hot. That's hot, man. Let's introduce your boys that you brought in with you.
This is DJ Yella.
Okay.
You know Yella from NWA.
Okay.
Producer. This is Gangsta Dre, so he featured on this new video, new song that we doing, Real Compton City G's.
Okay, man. All right, man. I want to say thank you for coming down to the dance show, and thank you for stopping by, saying hi.
Thank you for having us
The
down.
video show, we have a video request show that we're going to play this on, our dance show, and we might even clip it into our late night show. But you guys are real, and I'd like for you to say something to Detroit, Yellow.
You guys, keep buying the records for us out there, and look out for the new Eazy double album coming up.
Okay, big man.
I just want to say, we've been going around the record stores. We're getting a lot of support from Detroit. Just want to thank y'all for all the support and just keep buying the records and look out for Gangsta Dre's album coming out in January, February sometime.
Okay. Now, also, we're on two satellites. We're on Main Street Television Satellite, and we're on Access America. So, Easy, what you want to tell the satellite people that's watching us on the satellite and cable TV?
Thank you for your support.
All right, this is RJ Watkins' new dance show video request. And hey, these brothers are real. And Sean P, you all right, baby. You know Sean P? Yeah, that's brother all right. And we out of here. Here's a video. We're going to play it again. Check it out.
Oh, y'all, look at Dre. Look at Dre, yo. All right, Easy. We see you, Easy. We see you. You right. Oh my
Movie
God.
Straight Outta Compton. We're looking for that in August.
August 14th.
August 14th,
Yeah.
man. Is there a soundtrack connected to it, or?
I'm working on something right now.
That's
I
gonna be dope.
don't want to put it out there just yet and say that I'm definitely going to put it out, but
Is
I'm really feeling what I'm working on right
It's
now.
safe to say that Dre was a
So you talking about
suspect.
new music?
Yeah.
When I'm thinking Straight Outta Compton, which would have probably been too easy for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was to go and grab.
Yeah. But I think this will be a record that's inspired by
Use Big Boy.
Hell yeah. Now, speaking of the movie itself, man, did you get a chance to actually speak with Eazy-E before Eazy-E passed? Like,
Yes, I
what was
did.
your relationship?
Yes, I did. I was so fortunate to be able to get on the phone with him and talk about maybe putting NWA back together, and we chopped it up about old times and what have you. And maybe not even 2 weeks after that, he was in the hospital.
Really though?
Yeah. So the last time I actually saw him,
why
he
is
didn't know I
it?
was in the room. He was
Wait a
on
minute,
life
hold
support.
on, hold on.
So I
Don't
just
don't that story sound a little bit familiar, you guys? Who else went through that same thing? It's another rapper that's passed
A
away
little bit suspect.
that was beefing with another rapper, and all of a sudden they had a talk and they was going to try to get back, become friends again. And all of a sudden this other rapper got pow, and the last time he seen him was in the hospital on his deathbed prior to him passing. Who was that, guys? Who's that sound like? He's in the circle of the Dre circle. Snoop, you got it, Yvonne. Isn't that the same? Ain't that the same story that
came to
Snoop
see
gave
Pac,
about
yeah.
Pac? Yes. Y'all can't even change y'all stories to make it believable. You just said the same BS that Snoop told, only for you Afeni to say that you never did go to the hospital, Snoop. So now I'm wondering, Dre, did you ever go? Nefarious.
down
What's
and
good,
whispered a few
Temple?
words in his ear, and I think maybe
What's
the
up,
next
Miss Zach?
day or
What's
two
up,
he passed
everyone?
away.
But you guys had a chance to just talk as brothers. too.
Yes, we got a chance to rekindle it, and like I said, actually talk about getting in the studio again.
How was NWA formed?
Well, NWA was formed just out of friends that got together and decided to make a group.
Guys, I'm
I wanted
sorry.
to
Hold
get
up.
away.
Really think about that. Why is it always an attempt to rekindle prior to the murking? So the suspicious activity will be taken off that person? Think about it.
Yeah, to butter them up. Hey, Auntie Leah,
Right?
Temper's up.
Hey,
Temper's up.
Temper.
Hey, what's up? What's up, y'all? All right?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I'm just having a deep thought here. Why is it always an attempt to rekindle or to dead a beef prior to the unaliving? Same thing with Tupac. Go
You know
ahead.
what I was thinking? I see two similarities between Eazy-E and Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them was actually lighting fires against, artists like Dr. Dre. Those. Remember what he was saying about Dr. Dre and Toss It Up? About
Mm-hmm.
this?
Yep.
And Eazy was doing the same thing, and
Yeah.
both
Yep.
both of both of their tracks, they went viral. And if you really think about it,
Mm-hmm.
that interview that you showed, Easy actually revealed some of his potentials as to what he wants to see changed around the community within the
Yes.
industry.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Tupac
agree.
did the same,
Same
and
thing.
shortly afterward, they were gone.
Absolutely. And right before them gone, I just can't get off this because this just came to me. Snoop said the same thing. Snoop tried to contact Pac and Dead, the beat that they had. Dre did the same thing. Dre tried to contact Easy and Dead, the beat that they had, and next thing you know, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to do better than this.
Yep.
From the group I was in, the Wrecking Crew at the time. You know what I
Right,
mean? So
Temper.
I was really trying to
Absolutely.
find
Good
a way to
point.
get away. I didn't have enough money to go in and record. I had a group that I was ready to record on, and I didn't have enough money. So bam, in comes Easy. You know what I mean? I knew he had money. He was out hustling. It's like, listen, man, why don't you come and throw some money into this music thing? You know what I mean? So me and him got together, and the song that was written for this group just happened to be Boys in the Hood.
Yes, sir.
They were from New Jersey, New York, or something like that. They decided they didn't want to do it. So I talked Easy into doing the record.
Man, and Easy didn't want to be a rapper at first.
He did not want to be a rapper. It took me a couple of hours to talk him into getting on the mic and just trying it.
And everything was kind of like punch in, like cruising down the street in my 6'4". All right, we got that.
Yep. Throughout the whole song.
Man.
One line at a time.
And then you see him form into the guy that we see as Eazy-E.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The same with Snoop. When I first saw Snoop wouldn't look in the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was all timid and everything. Now Snoop looking in the camera like, yeah, you motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
And how did Eazy die? The conspiracy surrounding his death. Written by Alec Banks 2 years ago in Culture. J'étimage Alperera Michaelo Carchive. At the time of Eazy-E's death, he was only 31 years old and at the height of his solo career.
Okay, guys, this is a news article. I probably might skip through it, but it does have some very informative information in it, some theories and things like that. but it's kind of long. It's like 10 to 15 minutes long, so I don't want to put you guys to sleep. So let's kind of, listen to a little bit of it, and I'll fast forward it.
Even though it has been over 2 decades since his passing, the music community continues to grapple with his absence. It still has a hard time coming to grips with the conspiracy theory shrouding his legacy. At a Hollywood news conference on March 17, 1995, former NWA frontman Eazy-E, also known as Eric Wright, told the world that he had AIDS. In a prepared statement, Ron Sweeney, the rapper's friend and attorney, said that Eric Wright had learned of his medical condition 2 weeks prior and that he, Eazy-E. I'm not saying this because I'm looking for a soft cushion wherever I'm heading. I just feel I've got thousands of young fans who have to learn about what's real when it comes to AIDS. I've learned in the last week that this thing is real and it doesn't discriminate. It affects everyone. Everything you need to know about Eazy-E's death. HIV in the black community. In the years before Wright's announcement, 2 other prominent men in the African American community had come forward with their own HIV revelations. On November 7, 1991, Lakers guard Magic Johnson held a press conference to reveal that he was HIV positive. Johnson had undergone a routine physical in October of that same year to secure a life insurance policy. While he was in Salt Lake City for an exhibition game against the Utah Jazz, he received a call from Lakers team physician Dr. Michael Melman, who delivered the news. Johnson simply thought it was a mistake and requested a second test, which also came back positive. As the regular season rolled around, many questioned why Johnson wasn't in the lineup. After a third positive test, Johnson knew he had to tell the world. Bending his head and speaking into a microphone at the LA Forum, Johnson announced, "Because of the virus I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers." Aisnobayeti. Discover. My privacy, Ash said in April 1992. Just as I'm sure everyone in this room has some personal matter he or she would like to keep private, so did we. There was certainly no compelling medical or physical necessity to go public my medical condition. What I came to feel about a year ago was that there was a silent and generous conspiracy to assist me in maintaining my privacy. While Johnson has continued to flourish and remains a symbol that HIV is no longer a death sentence, Ash passed away from pneumonia, a complication of AIDS, on February 6, 1993, a year after his announcement. Eazy-E vs. Death Row Records. According to former NWA manager and Ruthless Records co-founder Jerry Heller, Knight got Dre out of his contract by threatening him with baseball bats and lead pipes. I think, even more so now, that Suge Knight is an evil human being, Jerry Heller told the Murder Master Music Show. Eazy said, "You know this guy Suge Knight?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, I'm going to kill him." He said, "This guy is going to be a problem, and I think I should kill him." I said, "Let me think this thing through."
Think about it, guys. Think about it. This thing was so deep that Eazy
That's
felt
the
like,
name. Jerry
yes,
Hurler. That's the
yes,
name Bella was talking about.
exactly. And I forgot about that, but we're gonna try to hit on that too. We might need a part 3 of Eazy-E, but I'm just saying, it's just all of this is just so weird and strange, but yet so obvious, if that makes sense. So obvious that this man did not die of this disease. He didn't.
Yep. No.
This
This
sounds
was
like a confession, though.
right. Yep. So, wow.
I said, "First of all, we're doing $10 million a month with 6 employees. We don't even have..."
Oh, I found my thought. My thought was that it was so bad between Eazy-E and Suge Knight, Death Row versus NWA. They making diss records going back and forth, but it was so bad. Somebody get Nick in the West out of here. I don't know if he's in Nick's comments or mine. Okay, bye, Nick. Nick in the West, you gotta go. Don't come over with that mess. Oh, it's on your channel, Nick. Okay, so anyway, that Eazy-E was really thinking about, taking Suge out. That's how bad it was.
Have a typewriter in the office. I said, we're the most successful startup record company in the history of the music business, and you want to kill this guy? I said, that just doesn't make any sense to me. You know something? I should have let him kill him. I would have done the
It
world
was
a
on my
favor.
channel.
He
I
would have
got
done
him.
it for sure by
You got it.
himself.
Okay.
He always rolled by himself, and he was fearless. I think that he was going to go do it. I shouldn't have talked him out of it. Ruthless would probably still be around. Dr. Dre and Ice Cube would probably still be with Ruthless. It would have been an empire. In 1992, Ruthless Records sued Death Row for racketeering, although the suit was dismissed in 1993. However, following Dr. Dre's departure, Ruthless Records continued to profit off of it. According to the Los Angeles Times,
Y'all hear that?
the
Y'all
firm
hear that?
received about $1 million in combined.
You guys hear that? Even after Dr. Dre cut ties with NWA, Eazy-E had him wrapped up in that contract so tight that Eazy-E continued to profit off of Dre. Who would be angry about that? Because Eazy's getting a cut of their money. What other competing record label will be so angry about that? Death Row, right?
Exactly.
Because Eazy-E still was getting a cut from Dre's money. Nefarious, Suge, but I still don't think you did it. But I know you know who did it, Suge.
Annual
Allegedly.
royalty payments from Young and Priority Records, which in 1990 acquired the rights to NWA's early albums. How did Eazy die? Getty Images Raymond Boyd Michael. Getty Images Raymond Boyd Michael Ox Archives. While in critical condition at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, he and his longtime girlfriend Tamika Woods, who was pregnant with the second of Eazy's children together, were married at approximately 9:30 p.m. on March 14th, surrounded by his immediate family. At the time of the rapper's announcement, both Woods and Eazy-E's kid born a year earlier had tested negative for HIV and AIDS. In the prepared statement that Ron Sweeney read, Eazy-E acknowledged that he had led a promiscuous lifestyle. Before Tamika, 6 different women had become mothers to 7 of Eazy-E's kids. I had other women.
Speaking of Tamika,
Maybe success was too good to me. On March 26, 1995, 1 month after the initial diagnosis, Eazy-E passed away at approximately 6:35 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In eulogizing Wright, the Rev. Cecil Murray urged those in attendance at the First African Methodist Episcopal Church to rejoice in Wright's life, but learn lessons from the way he had died. I know a little blackbird bird that sings, Murray said, pointing his finger at the coffin. And his lyrics are, I want you to live. I want you to be careful. I want you to slow down. Heist nobiety, discover. The Los Angeles Times reported in late April 1995, after Eazy-E's death, a fight over his estate and stake in Ruthless Records occurred almost instantaneously. Squabbles have erupted between his new wife, Tamika Woods, and the former director of business affairs at Ruthless,
Martha.
Mike Klein, the Times noted. Klein filed a lawsuit last week.
Okay, so guys, think about this. 2 weeks, just like Martha said, 12 days prior to Eazy-E passing away.
Yeah, that's wild.
He married this so-called long-term girlfriend, Tamika. Does that make sense? Who on a deathbed is going to be thinking about marrying somebody when he got 11 kids out there? Why would he turn it over intentionally over to one when he got 11 kids out there? Why wouldn't he split his estate between all of his kids to make sure they were taken care of? It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
All right.
I don't think that. Go ahead, Temper.
No, I'm gonna say I could smell the pot on. You keep cooking. I could smell the pot.
I can hear you so many. We're gonna keep cooking, Temper.
Claiming that he owns 50% of the company. Woods maintains that she is the sole owner. Industry insiders said the company is worth around $10 million, including its assets and a double CD compilation finished by Wright before his death. An April 14th Superior Court hearing is expected to send the once profitable company into a conservatorship until a judge can decide its fate. Jeti image Michaelok archive. Hides nobiety, discover, and appear like a healthy individual. After the early stage of HIV infection, the disease moves into a stage called the clinical latency stage. Latency means a period where a virus is living or developing in a person without producing symptoms. Eventually, HIV will weaken a person's immune system. The onset of symptoms signals the transition from the clinical latency stage to AIDS, resulting in symptoms like rapid weight loss and pneumonia, the latter of which Eazy-E succumbed to. But those around him during his final months didn't notice any rapid changes in his appearance or behavior. According to members of Bones and Harmony, who had just been signed to Ruthless Records around
That's
the
Bone
time of his
Thugs and
diagnosis,
Harmony.
Eazy was his
Right.
normal self. In speaking with Angel Yee, Crazy Bones said,
That's
dude
good,
had
Diz.
full-blown AIDS and looked regular. He still had his weight, still cocky, still looking like a
Right.
regular dude. It just came
That's
about all of a
impossible.
sudden. Lazy Bone added, he was really built like a little tank. He was smaller because his appetite had decreased. But there were no lesions or dementia. None of the other things you associate with AIDS, said Charms Henry, Eazy's former personal assistant and longtime friend. I know, because I lost an uncle to it last year. While the conspiracy rumors have increased in recent years, there was an early indication that Eazy-E may have been HIV positive. On Snoop's debut album, Doggy Style, there's a skit entitled House Party in which Dr. Dre and Daz Dillinger have a conversation.
Okay, did y'all just hear that? Did y'all just hear that? So apparently there's a album out there that Snoop did prior to Eazy-E getting sick and dying that alluded to Eazy-E having HIV. I need to find that album. Can somebody do a little research?
Yeah.
I need to find that
What was
song.
the album? What was it
Well,
called?
don't know yet. Let's keep listening. He's gonna say it here in a minute.
Okay.
I don't know if I believe it.
Daz asks,
And,
yo,
and what
what's
does
up
the
with the
judge need a
niggas that was on the TV?
conservatorship for?
Dre
Did you hear that part?
responds, man, fuck them niggas, man. I ain't thinking about that old shit, man.
What you say,
The judge
Jay?
was, the judge was talking about conservatorship.
Let
What does he need a conservatorship for?
Yeah, let's go back because I didn't hear that part. Good catch. Let's listen to that.
And appear like a healthy individual. After the early stage of HIV infection, the disease moves into a stage called the clinical latency stage. Latency means a period where a virus is living or developing in a person
It's a little bit
without
before
producing symptoms.
It is.
Eventually,
Okay.
HIV
A
will
little bit
weaken a
more.
person's immune system. In eulogizing Wright, the Rev. Cecil Murray urged those in
What about
attendance
now,
at the First
Jay?
African Methodist Episcopal Church to rejoice in Wright's life, but learn lessons from the
think this
way
is
he
good.
had died. I know a little blackbird
Hey,
bird
Darius.
that sings, Murray said, pointing his finger at the coffin. And his lyrics are, I want you to live. I want you to be careful. I want you to slow down. High snobiety, discover. The Los Angeles Times reported in late April 1995, after
Dre
Eazy-E's
Bird.
death, a fight over his estate and
Thanks,
stake
Scott.
in Ruthless Records occurred almost instantaneously. Squabbles have erupted between his new wife, Tamika Woods, and the former director of business affairs at Ruthless, Mike Klein, the Times noted. Klein filed a lawsuit last week claiming that he owns 50% of the company. Woods maintains that she is the sole owner. Industry insiders said the company is worth around $10 million, including its assets and a double CD compilation finished by Wright before his death. An April 14th Superior Court hearing is expected to send the once profitable company into a conservatorship until a judge can decide its fate. Jeti image Michaelok archive. Hides nobiety, discover, and appear like a healthy individual. After the early stage of HIV infection, the disease moves into a stage called the clinical latency stage. Latency means a period where a virus is living or developing in a person without producing symptoms. Eventually, HIV will weaken a person's immune system. The onset of symptoms signals the transition from the clinical latency stage to AIDS, resulting in symptoms like rapid weight loss and pneumonia, the latter of which Eazy-E succumbed to. But those around him during his final months didn't notice any rapid changes in his appearance or behavior. According to members of Bones and Harmony, who had just been signed to Ruthless Records around the time of his diagnosis, Eazy was his normal self. In speaking with Angel Yee, Crazy Bones said, dude had full-blown AIDS and looked regular. He still had his weight, still cocky, still looking like a regular dude. It just came about all of a sudden. Lazy Bone added, he was really built like a little tank. He was smaller because his appetite had decreased. But there were no lesions or dementia. None of the other things you associate with AIDS, said Charms Henry, Eazy's former personal assistant and longtime friend. I know because I lost an uncle to it last year. While the conspiracy rumors have increased in recent years, there was an early indication that Eazy-E may have been HIV positive. On Snoop's debut album, Doggy Style, there's a skit entitled House Party in which Dr. Dre and Daz Dillinger have a conversation. Daz asks, "Ayo, what's up with them niggas that was on the TV dissing you?" Dre responds, "Man, fuck them niggas, man. I ain't gonna about that old shit, man." To which Daz goes, "Busta ass, hey, IJ pussy outer fuckers." Shorts, yo, yeah, the meat. Suge Knight and Eazy-E. In his first public appearance after being released from jail in 2003, Suge Knight appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, with the host donning a bulletproof vest as a subtle jab at Knight's notorious reputation for violence and intimidation tactics. When Knight finally acknowledged it, he laughed it off before going into how shooting someone wasn't his preferred method of getting his point across, saying, "See, technology is so high, so if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. You don't want to go to jail forever. They have a new thing out. They have this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS and they shoot you with it. That's a slow death. The Eazy-E thing, you know what I mean? Discover. All the bullshit with my third iris full-blown AIDS, but Tamika ain't got the virus?" In a 2011 interview with Hip Hop DX, BG Knockout stated, "I believe in my heart somebody did something to Eric. Whether it was Jerry, whether it was Tamika, I have yet to really know the truth about it. But for a person to have full-blown AIDS, my little brother, his father died from full-blown AIDS, from sharing a needle he was. Now, I seen this man go through these stages from HIV to full-blown AIDS. And when you get a cold, any little thing like that, your whole immune system shut down. So you have to go into the hospital just to recover. Now to be around Eric for the last 3 years of his life, and he never had an episode like this, never ever, something is strange, something is real odd. And then you gonna come out and tell me when the man go in there for bronchitis, you gonna come out and tell me this man had full-blown AIDS. And we done been to New York, we done been to Chicago in below zero weather. He never got sick. He never had an episode. Like, small boy, who are you kidding? Jerry Heller was another person close to Eazy-E who believed that foul play was a real possibility. Do I think something fishy happened to Eazy? Absolutely, Heller told First Fam Radio. I don't believe for a second that someone with as much money as we did and could afford whatever like Magic Johnson could, who doesn't even test positive anymore. I don't believe that he could have possibly died that quickly from full-blown AIDS. I don't believe that. I think that something went on there. And like I say, I have my own ideas who I think was involved. But all I'm willing to say is this: I'm the only one who didn't profit from him passing away. I have my own theory, Lazy Bone told Angela Yee. He went in for the common cough or pneumonia, which was January. Then in February, diagnosed as HIV positive. Then March, full-blown AIDS dead. I was kind of thinking, kind of doctors did he go to? Even that were born after he died weren't positive. Even their mothers weren't positive. Nobody was positive. I believe just like the mystery of who killed Tupac and who killed Biggie. Before Eazy-E's death, the oft-feuding members of NWA began to band together to support their one-time friend. I was so fortunate to be able to get on the phone with him and talk about maybe putting NWA back together And we chopped it up of old times and what have you, and maybe not even 2 weeks after that, he was in the hospital, Dr. Dre told Big Boy TV. More on the Eazy death mystery. In 2011, an unsealed FBI document linked both Eazy-E and Tupac Shakur to an alleged extortion attempt by the Jewish Defense League, who Jerry Heller had employed to combat Suge Knight threats, well as neo-Nazi skinhead groups who had threatened them. The report stated on September 11, 1996, reported that JDL and others yet unidentified have been extorting money from various rap music stars via death threats. The scheme involves and other subjects making telephonic death threats to the rap star. Subjects then intercede by contacting the victim and offering protection for a fee. Source reported that Eric Wright, also known as Eazy-E, who owned Ruthless Records, Woodland Hills, California, was a victim of this extortion scheme prior to dying of AIDS. Had also reportedly targeted Tupac Shakur prior to his recent murder in Las Vegas, Nevada. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, that has orchestrated countless terrorist attacks in the U.S. and abroad and has engaged in intense harassment of foreign diplomats, Muslims, Jewish scholars, and community leaders and officials. If other deceased rappers are an indication, Eazy-E's catalog of previously released songs and the likely mountain of unreleased material is very valuable. Since his death, Tupac Shakur has released 9 albums, with each charting in the top 10 on Billboard. According to Nielsen SoundScan, his biggest seller, 2001's Until the End of Time, has moved 2.2 million copies. The Eazy-E conspiracy, a conspiracy that may never die. In an interview for the documentary, For the Record, the story of Latinos in hip-hop, rap pioneer Frost, father of record producer Scoop DeVille, who notably crafted Poetic Justice for Kendrick Lamar, opened up about his relationship with Eazy-E, and the final weeks of the NWA rapper's life is based on his intimate relationship with the late EMC after signing to his Ruthless Records imprint in 1995. I'm a tell you what happened with Eazy getting AIDS, and I believe this to this day. And I don't care if you guys got it on film, he says. You can tell the world. They gave him tainted needles with acupuncture. Needles that tainted him, they gave it to him. Frost then goes on to hint at the alleged murderer's identity, explaining, I don't want to say that name because it's the devil's name, but another person in rap, if you know your history of rap, calls him the devil before concluding that how else could somebody die that fast of AIDS? Have you ever heard of somebody dying in 2 weeks of AIDS, bro? Come on, man, it's just unheard of, bro. While denial is one of the first stages of grief, people close to the rapper have been haunted by the central question at the heart of this conspiracy. How did Eazy-E die? For many, it's been easiest to refuse to believe that his reckless sexual appetite caused his rapid decline and subsequent death due to AIDS complications. To this day, no criminal charges have been filed.
I was the first Latino to get signed to Ruthless Records with Eazy-E. We started the project. We started recording the Smile Now Die Later album, which still went and sold 490,000 units without even really no street promotion or really push just off of what we were doing. But what happened is maybe, I want to say a month before the project was going to wrap, the last 3 tracks on the album were going to be with me and he. Right. And he had called me and told me that he was in New York, and he had just got the deal with Relativity for us to come. So he had a check for me for a $500,000 ticket, $500,000. So he was like, I'll be back Friday after I come back. Well, he ended up coming back on Saturday because if you remember, one of the last videos he shot was one with the Wu-Tang Clan, and they come out of those MPVs with the Super Soakers and all that. So he's like, man, he's saying like, man, I'm not feeling that good. I got like a chest congestion, like a thing. And then it ended up going into that Sunday. So I went to his house in Calabasas that Sunday, and he handed me the check. He's all, man, don't go blow all this money in one spot. I'm like, I don't hear nothing. I'm like, 500. What cars am I gonna buy now? I had 7 cars already at that time. We were just flipping cars already with me and Chino and them. So I just, man, that was like that Sunday, and then they told me, he's like, man, I got some congestion in my chest. It's turning into like bronchitis or something, right?
Wow.
So that was the stint to the hospital. He never came. He came out. Well, I had a girlfriend at that time, and she told me, she said they were at Cedar Sinai, and she told me, she called me on the phone. This was before anybody knew about Easy contracting the AIDS virus or anything like that. She called me. She said, Easy's on the AIDS floor right here at Cedar Sinai. And I'm like, really? I said, yeah, he does a lot of charity things. He probably is up there visiting the patient, like, or seeing something. And she just abruptly stopped me right there. And she said, Frost, Easy's on the 8th floor. They don't let people up here, period. It's not no celebrities. It's not none of that shit like that. So I called Tony. Tony G. This was our producer that did a lot of outside and all that. And I'm all, Tony, this girl told me this on the phone. He's all, this is 2 weeks before anybody had even knew anything. And then all of a sudden, he's all, nah, he's got bronchitis, but it's turning into like some stage of tuberculosis. They're trying to get it out of him now, but don't trip. We're going to be all good. They're still telling me during this week, but this girl had already told me that he was on the AIDS floor.
I can hear static in your background, Nick.
2 weeks after, the week before they even were going to announce it, Tony calls me on the floor.
Yeah.
He's all serious.
I was on mute.
Tootie, what? They call me Tootie, the name.
No, not you.
He's all, Tootie, what happened with the, how did you find out about that for real? Because Easy has AIDS like that. And I said, I told you, Tony. But I never really had told anybody or really had knew none of that stuff. So during that time of Easy even going from any kind of like anything of that, first of all, you gotta even think of that tragedy. No girl has ever came forward saying that they got the AIDS virus from Easy or thing. I'm gonna tell you what happened with Easy getting AIDS, and I believe this to this day. And I don't care if you guys got it on film. You could tell the world. They gave him tainted needles with acupuncture needles that tainted him and gave it to him because he got hurt in Honda Valley on quad runners, and he was riding quads. And what happened is that someone, I won't say the name, but people know the name. I don't want to say that name because it's a devil's name. But another person in rap, if you know your history of rap, calls him a devil. So if you know your history in rap or West Coast rap, you'll know who I'm saying. But I was told even in the last conversation from Easy not to even talk to that man. And not only that, but I think that they really had a stronghold of giving him tainted needles with the AIDS virus in them through acupuncture. Because how else could somebody die that fast of AIDS? Have you even heard of somebody dying in 2 weeks of AIDS, bro? Come on, man. This is unheard of, bro. It was like, I'm in the hospital. I contracted the AIDS virus.
Exactly.
2 weeks later, March 26th or whatever, I fall out and I die. You know what I mean? It's the same conspiracy to me in my eyes of rap. If you really want to know, like Operation Need to Stop rap or a dude that was just mimicking fuck the police. It seems like every person that's done a record about that or done that, raised that to the government, is that's either been their demise.
Yep.
Tupac, another example, Mr. Clinton, Mr. Vato, you're too lame to understand the way the game go. You're lame, so I gotta hit you with a hot pack. He's talking about straight killing the president of the United States, and then his demise happens from a sniper, not a gangbang killer, bro. Come on,
Scott sniper.
A dude that's gonna come and meticulously put 5-6 bullets in a circle is not a gangbanger, dude. Because gangbangers that come and shoot are just gonna shoot like that and hit bullets on the wall, on the thing, and hope that they got enough rounds to clip one of their enemies or not. Not like that, bro. No fucking way, Biggie. No fucking way, bro. There's no fucking way these dudes were just gangbangers shooting like that, bro. Those are marksmen, government fucking snipers. I don't give a fuck. Come to my house. I live in Pasadena. You all know where I stay. Come sniper me, bro. You know what I mean? Because we know, man. Truth is the truth, and so let it be told, man. For real.
Now I know
a lot of shit about this shit, man. For real.
Y'all, he said a mouthful, right? What gangster have you ever heard of? What gangster do you know that is able to shoot a circle around somebody with the accuracy, right? None. None. That dude was on to something. That damn Dre. Which
And
Dre
it's,
was also a suspect on my list.
Thing was, Easy always been about money. You know what I'm saying? He was never really a gang member when he went and did drive-bys and rode on different sets for for the hood that he grew up in, where he was from. But he was affiliated over there. Easy got into the dope game real early. You know what I'm saying?
He used to do his thing, man. He used to do his thing, and everybody know where we come from, where we grew up at, what he was doing, but he turned it, took that money, started his company, and did all of that, man. He was out there big when I was like 13, 12, 13, 14, like that. He was doing his thing with that. You know what I'm saying? He always had the tightest shit, tightest cars, money, jewelry, all that bullshit. So he was doing his thing, man. And one day he just said, I'm gonna do this record thing. Because back in the day, even when he was balling, before he really got real big doing the street thing, he had him and Dre had like a DJ crew. You know what I'm saying? And they would go around for High Power Productions. And they would do like house parties, in the neighborhood. They would get paid to do shit out in other neighborhoods and cities. So he was always into music and shit like that. Like as far as trying to do the house party shit. But when Dre blew up with the record crew, and he got back in contact with Dre, it just blew up.
And I never forget how one day I came over his house to pick up something. And he said, I remember Dre, I think Dre was there. And at that point, I never met none of the cats. I knew Ren just from seeing him around. But Q, Dre, Yella, I don't know none of them cats. And I came over there one day and he had bought a big, like a DJ booth thing, mixing boards and turntables. And he said, man, I'm finna do music. I said, you finna do what? He said, I'm finna do music. I said, what you know about some music? And he said, well, I'm gonna do this with Dre and, make this group and make this music. And I'm like, I first met Dre, I saw him, I was like, he had, Dre used to wear 2 earrings. I said, hey, dude, he gay? No, I didn't know no better. I had 2 earrings, bro. What was up with this dude? He said, nah, man, Dre cool, he cool, man, this and that. And he gave me like a couple of ounces of crack. And he said, man, I'm out, man. I ain't doing this no more. I said, well, I took it and I said, good luck, buddy. I'm gone. I kept doing it. And I kind of lost touch with him.
Well, anybody out there who don't know, I'm Yomo from Yomo and Marquis. Well, I tell you what, O'Shea Jackson, if y'all don't know, that's Ice Cube. We went to high school together, and we was really the only ones rapping in school and really in the city. It was me, Cube, King T, Ice T, and that was basically it. We was pretty much the only ones rapping in the city, whereas at that time in LA, it was more about like dance music and dancing. I don't know if y'all remember, but Uncle Jam's Army, big DJ crew, he used to rent out the Coliseum, and not the Coliseum, but the sports arena and the convention center downtown, and throw these big parties, dance parties. And Dre was with them. He was with the World Class Wrecking Crew, all that, right? So Q called me at the crib one day. Now, mind you, we in high school. He tells me that this cat named Eazy-E out of Compton got about $500,000 and he wants to start a record label.
Ah, shucks. Looks like they kick Auntie Leah out again. This is StreamYard for you. Right when my light goes out as well.
And I'm here. It's all right. Hello, hello. So we lost temper.
I'm here. I was kicked out as well. I was kicked out too.
We lost temper.
Hold on.
Is temper out the back? What are you doing, Jay? What is this red light? Look at this horror movie happening there.
Y'all getting the red light special.
We back, guys. We back.
All right.
Yeah. My other light went out. That's why.
Oh, Temp and Jay, you're not saying hi to Dares. Oh, you're upsetting my something about Mary.
You better say hi to Dares. Temper, come back when
Jay,
you.
don't say hi. I say hi at the beginning. As soon as I seen her come in. And I said Mary. I said
Easy and I
Dare.
were going to law school together at Harvard.
So this is Jerry Heller, guys.
I was managing some groups over at Macola, which was a pressing plant in Hollywood. Egyptian Lover, Rodney O and Joe Cooley, World Class Wrecking Crew, LA Dream Team, JJ Fad. And also over there pressing were Jay King with the Timex Social Club, and MC Hammer, and Bobby Jimmy and the Critters. And that was the place.
Got black hair.
A little pressing plant over on Santa Monica near Vine. So I was managing the wrecking crew, and Alonzo kept telling me about this dude that wanted to meet me named Easy, named Eric Wright. Okay? I didn't know his name was Eazy-E. And finally, after about 2 months of bugging me, I agreed to meet with him because he had promised Alonzo $750 to introduce us. So he got out of this Suzuki Samurai with MC Ren, reached down in his sock and pulled out a roll and paid Alonzo the $750. And I was impressed with he was very charismatic. He was a little guy, but he was clean. And there's just something clean about him. Cool, clean. And I said to him, "You got anything you want to play for me?" Because I was given a sort of rushing him, you know? I mean, for $750, you don't get a lot of time. So all he said to me was, "Yeah." Now, see, that spoke volumes in itself. Because in the music business, it's all about bullshit, man. I got this guy, and I got this girl, and I got this group, and this is my boy, and this is my guy, and this is my group. It's all bullshit, man. They got nothing. You know, it's just hype. So all Eazy said was, "Yeah." So he was willing to let his music do the talking. You know, and sometimes less is more, and it certainly wasn't that case because he played me Boys in the Hood. And the minute I heard it, I said to myself, "This is it. This is what I've been looking for, you know? This is the most important music I've heard since rock and roll started in the early 60s, mid-60s. Well, that's where I was, with Bill Graham and David Geffen and Irving Azoff and Albert Grossman. And that's why I was there. So to me, it was sort of a combination of Gil Scott-Heron and the Rolling Stones with the intensity and vision of the Black Panthers. So I loved the honesty of it, and I loved the impact. And I said, "Play it for me again." So he played it for me a couple of times. He played me another song. And I said, "What do you want?" He said, "I want to be 50-50 partners." So I said, "It's going to be better if this is a black-owned company because your idol is Berry Gordy, and I'm going to make you Berry Gordy." I said, "And you're going to change the stereotypes of Little Richard and Bo Diddley and Jackie Wilson and all those early great rock and roll artists that were more or less taken advantage of by white mob guys in the music business. They wound up with no
Here the
publishing
demand.
and no money. And I said that's never going to happen. You know, we're gonna make it so that everybody shares in the wealth, because the music business is a win-win business. And the more the artist makes, the more everybody makes. So in that respect, in any other business, in a real estate deal, the more you make, the less somebody else makes. It's not true in the music business. It's exactly the opposite. But the funny part of it is everybody we're involved with got rich, and they still talk shit about us anyhow. So, you know, but we felt good about what we did. And he could certainly be proud of his legacy.
See, you know, they told me it was going to be called Rock House Records, because that was the term for, you know, a dope house or a crack house. They used to call it rock houses. And we sitting in a studio. Now, this is at Lonzo's world-class studio. Lonzo was the leader of the wrecking crew. You know, him, Dre, DJ Unknown, Clientele, and Yella. We sitting in Lonzo's world-class studios at his house, and I don't know. I really wasn't feeling the whole Rock House Records. So I'm looking through the papers. That's 1986, and at the time, the movie Ruthless People was out with Danny DeVito, and I said, you know what, man, why don't we just call it Ruthless Records? Rest is history. So really, for y'all that don't know, Yomo of Yomo Marquis named Ruthless Records. Only myself and Eazy knows that, and now you guys know that.
Man, just being young, doing house parties, you know, doing that type of stuff, man. And he stayed around the corner, you know what I'm saying? He set up his label. He knew I could rhyme and hooked me up, man. You know, start being with him every day. Signed me to a solo contract, and that didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? So he just pulled me into the group, and ever since then, we've been mashing. You know,
they Jerry and Eazy rented a little office space in the strip mall in the Valley, and they was running it out of there, and then, you know, things really start to blow up and take off, and they got this nice office space still in the Valley, but in this really nice building, and the atmosphere was it was fun, man, you know, because I was young, I was a kid, so, you know, it was money around, and we was doing things, and of course making music, and, you know, going to clubs and VIP this and VIP that. It was really an experience.
My name is Julio G. I go back to the 1580 K-Day days. For people that don't know about radio in Los Angeles, first hip hop station in LA. Also did 92.3 The Beat, 100.3 The Beat in LA, 93.5 K-Day in LA. And also, I knew Eric Wright, Eazy-E. I met Eric Wright, Eazy-E. I met him at a Bell High School dance. And I was DJing live on the radio. We used to do this thing called Friday Night Live back then. And we would play live from different locations. So this certain night we were playing at Bell High School. They used to have real popular dances there. So we ended up, the K-Day Mixmasters played, and I happened to be on the turntables. And I looked over and I seen a guy standing over there. And he looked all sharp, like he looked like real, like put together, like how people know Eazy-E when he grew up. That's how I met him. He looked like a star already. It was crazy. And then I was wondering what he was doing at Bell High School, at a Bell High School dance, because it was all Latinos there, you know. So it wasn't like, you know, Compton was a few cities over. So I was wondering like why he was here. You know what I mean? I noticed him basically, and that's how I first seen Eazy-E. And then a little bit later, he came over to me and he asked me would I play Boys in the Hood on the radio. And after a couple of tries, he convinced me to do it. And I ended up playing Boys in the Hood, maybe a verse or two of it on the radio for the first time. And that's how I met him. That's how we became friends, actually, for me playing that record for the first time. And then from there on, that's when we built a relationship from there. You know what I mean? So that was my first time meeting Eric Wright.
They call me KJ, Joe Fierro. Eazy-E's personal bodyguard, NWA's head of security, and Jerry Heller's bodyguard. The way I met Eazy, we were in Florida. I was on tour with the Bus Boys, and Adrian Gregory, which was Eazy's manager, was in town with Easy doing some show, and they came over to my room and asked me if I wanted to meet a friend, a client of his. And I said, well, I'm still on tour with Eddie Murphy and the Busboys, but yeah, I'll come over and meet him. And we went over to Eric's room, and little short brother, cool looking guy, was asking me what I was doing in the future. And I said, well, I'm about to end my tour, but at the moment, nothing at all. Why? And he said, well, I'm starting a group called NWA back in Compton. We'd like to know if you'd like to come on board, because Jerry Heller speaks highly of you. And, one thing led to another, and he asked me if I wanted to leave, and if I did want to leave now, he could pay me, and I could, come on board. I said yes. Next thing I know, I was heading to California. I left Eddie Murphy and the Busboys and came to California with Eric.
Studio was always fun. Studio was just super crazy fun. We get to the studio every weekday, you know what I'm saying? Like 12 on to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Every weekday. You know what I'm saying? It was just us in the studio, me, E, Yella, Dre, Dot. It was a lot. Like everybody from the beginning be there, like most, you know what I'm saying? And we just have fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Just have fun. Before all the problems with money and all that type of shit, it was just all fun and unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? And just be doing that shit. And then for the records to blow up so fast, man, it was like, it just put us on another planet, man. We had so much fun in the studio doing shows. I remember doing shows. When we first started out, we had to drive and shit. We had to drive vans. You know what I'm saying? And we be doing shows, opening up for New York cats, all up north, like Oakland, Oregon, Washington, all this Phoenix, all shit like that. You know what I'm saying? We open for their ass. And we always used to just roll in vans, just us. Me, E, Dre, Yella, Speed, Q, and we just roll in the van. So we spending all this time stuck on a little ass van, doing shows. You're gonna have the little riffs and shit, but because you're so confined with each other for that amount of time, but it was just fun, man. I think of them days in the vans and staying in fucking motels and shit, not hotels. We was in motels at first and shit, doing shit like that, man. And it was like, all that shit is classic. I wish I had a motherfucking camera and could have taped all of that shit. Just had tapes and tapes and tapes of all of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Just so motherfuckers could see, man, like how everybody, because everybody see us and they think like back in the day, everybody just, we just stay like tense all day, just real tense. Man, them fools is comedians, man. The whole group is, all of them is funny. Everybody's funny, fun times. And it's just, all it is now is memories, man.
Code 187, aka Big Hutch, Brother Laws of Crew, official, Ruthless Vets. I heard about Eazy-E and it was like the late 80s. And I was out there hustling, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Pomona, California, and at the time, like street music really it hadn't surfaced like far as like, how it is nowadays, to where like, it's full blown basically. It was all core underground, just hip hop in general. And my crew above the law, we was writing kind of like the same type of music at the time, but from the perspective of a hustler, in the streets, really getting grimy, pushing weight type of aspect. And we really felt what NWA was doing, you know what I'm saying? Eazy-E, the whole conglomerate and everything. And that's basically how I kind of gravitated to what Eazy was doing. We had a mutual friend, which was Leah, which was our DJ and our crew at the time, Gomac, which was his brother. And he wrote songs with NWA and worked at Ruthless Records at the time. And we shot him a demo, which was the Living Like Hustlers demo. And this was like 1988, early 88. And they dug it. At the time, they was about to go on tour on Straight Outta Compton. Actually, Easy Does It tour, and they was digging what we was doing. I mean, because we was some grimy street kids from Pomona, kind of doing the same thing that they was doing, but more like on the hustle of grind. To, we kind of got plugged up by some street guys we was messing with, and turned a guy that worked with NWA, which was Laylaw, and so it was history above the law at the beginning. You know, I think the thing that the beautiful thing at Ruthless Records was like, Easy allowed us to do what we wanted to do. Like, we couldn't have ever done Living Like Hustlers with MCA or Capital or all these other big companies. We were able to do Living Like Hustlers and say what the fuck we wanted to say on that record because Easy let us do it, basically. Him being a type of executive was like, he looked, and it's funny because music of that format wasn't even existing. It's like that company created a whole new format for music at the time. There was no gangster rap industry. There was no hardcore rap industry for us. Everything in rap was hardcore, but that was like hardcore rap on steroids. You know what I mean? And so for us to be able to be talking about slanging on the block and murder raps and being untouchable and running from the police and what I'm saying, us against the government, us against the world, and being above the judicial system and paying off judges and and all that stuff. That's taboo right now, but even then it was like against the grain for real.
I never forget one day, me and my girl was in the bed on a Saturday morning, and Yo MTV Raps was on the TV. We wasn't watching it; it was just on. I'm laying there half asleep, and I hear his voice. I just sat up, like the Undertaker on wrestling. I just sat up in the bed and was like, "You kidding me?" It was him. I'm like, "Wow, this is crazy, dude, making a really made record."
Y'all, Auntie is hanging in there. Yes, I am. I ain't dozed off yet.
It's New Year after New Year. She said she was tired of me selling dope. She said, "Why don't you try to get a job and do a real job?" I'm like, "All right, I'll try." So I got a job welding in Torrance. And I had a little uniform, everything. And I'm driving one day home, and I saw from Compton Boulevard, and I saw a SWAT truck. And I said, "Dang, something going on." And it roped all off. And I was nosy. So I went in the alley around the back. I'm looking, and I see Joyce, that's Derek's mom. She was standing in the alley. And I said, "Joyce, what's up? What they doing over here?" And she started laughing. She said, "It's your little buddy." I said, "Huh?" And she said, "Eric." And he was standing further down the alley on a big old brick phone, the old banana phone. He was just standing in the alley on the phone. And she said, "Look who here, look." I got out the car and he looked and he started laughing. He said, "Come here, man." I walked down there to him. And he said, "Man, you got on a uniform?" I was like, "Yeah, man." He said, "You work?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "Man, ain't nothing though, man. I can make money, like I can make a week's check in 2 hours, man. This is nothing." And he said, "Man, what do you do?" I told him. And that day, it was a Friday. He said, "Man, you go back, quit that job, man." I said, "Quit?" He said, "Man, I got you, man. Quit." I said, "All right." And the next day, they did. The next day, he called me. It was Saturday. They had a show. Too Short, everybody. And we went there, and that's the first show I did with him. Was there, and ever since then, man, I've been winning to the end. To the end, we rolling to the end.
Rolling till the wheels fall off.
All right, guys. So that is the end of the video about Eazy-E. It was very informative. We don't know who it is. but I got 5 suspects. I have Dr. Dre. I have Eazy-E's typed in wife, Tamika. I have the bodyguard that worked for Dre, which is AKA Suge Knight. We have the police, right? And we have Jerry Heller. Anybody else have any other suspects in mind? I don't know, guys. I don't know, but let's see what Eazy had to tell Sloan Bella. Let's see what he says in this. Fair use. Fair use. Okay. Wait a minute.
95. You guys have asked me daily to do this young man's video. And as I've explained, until they want to talk to me, I'm kind of at a loss because, my children, they're not going to listen to me just because I want.
Let me just say this. I know there are some folk on this live that do not believe in this type of stuff. I get that. I didn't believe in it once before, but that's just take a look at what, Eazy-E is trying to tell us through Sloan as he channels him.
Them to. It's going to be on
You
their
see
own.
that? You see that
And wanted me
Western
April
and
9th. And in my head, I couldn't understand why I wasn't getting a clear message.
That's actually
but he
that's
kind of
locked.
did a
That's
nod
locked.
and went into his life story. So
Yeah,
I
she's
Okay, guys,
name,
West in
Jeff.
Peace is locked. That's Natanya's, the dopest mod. That's her mod. That's locked.
say word.
Yeah. So come on up,
Yeah,
Lock.
she just changed her name. That's all, Jay.
Yeah. So Lock, go ahead. I think I just dropped a link for you if you want to join the panel. Well, I thought that, but it's really her. I checked it out. The other on Nick's live is really her.
Yep.
She's
Definitely her.
I might need the confirmation. You might have to come up locked.
She'll come.
She'll come up now.
That's
She'll
all.
come up. Now don't let us put you in now trust me, and she'll put us all in our place.
Tomorrow is Good Friday, and then we have Easter on Sunday. So I'm going along the lines of he wanted to focus on that and the time frame that's happening right now, because this young man passed away from AIDS-related pneumonia, or so it is said. Now, I'm talking about Eazy-E or Eric Wright, born on September 7th, a Virgo, 1963, making him, and his next birthday, he'd have been 57. That's freaking amazing, isn't it? 57. Can you imagine him? I wonder what he'd be doing at 57. He just shakes his head like, nah, not going there. He's not worried about that. But I'm just thinking in my head, like, what would that look like in today's time frame? What would that look like? And he literally is shaking his head. He's distancing himself from that. So I looked at his chart, and again, I don't have his time of birth. I've got the sun in Virgo, the moon in Taurus, the master builder, a double earth sign. But this is what I found fascinating. We've got Saturn retrograde. We've got Mercury retrograde. Okay. So as much as he has a material earthbound focus, that is a spiritual purpose in this life. And his course of his life path was totally spiritual. Mercury retrograde is spiritual. It is not material. It is not a messed up thing. Those people come in to learn about the God in their life, period. That's how they come in. Mercury retrograde, they don't like it. They can be with the Taurus moon. I want to build, I want to make money, but they're always going to learn through spiritual lessons on their way to the material world. Saturn retrograde just lets me know that his father wasn't the primary influence for how he viewed himself. So the father figure would have been somewhat removed, and this kid would not have had a foundation from the father figure for whatever reason. Could have been a perfectly good man, maybe wasn't able to be home, had to work, that kind of thing. So when I looked at Eazy's chart, because I don't have the time of birth, I kind of, when I look at him, he I kind of look at his face, and he's got this like Scorpio energy to me. Like I'm wondering what's going on in his eyes, and he's kind of like quiet, a little bit stepped back, but he watches everything. That's how I view him. He watched me when I walked in the door. So I'm like, he's not up front and talking. Some of them are like, I'm here and I'm talking. He's not like that. He's like smooth and comes in, but he observes. So that's like Scorpio to me. Could be Cancer rising, something like that. But what I did notice is he had Sun conjunct Venus, conjunct Pluto, conjunct Uranus. Oh, I mean, 4 planets, all in Virgo. That's called a stellium, all conjunct. So his appearance would be Venus-like, Uranus-like, Plutonian, all on his Sun. Okay, so the Venus would mesh well with his Taurus moon because Venus rules Taurus. Pluto on the Sun is literally like, that's straight up gangster, okay? Not straight out of Compton, straight up gangster. Pluto on the Sun. In Virgo, it's straight up gangster with an intellect. It's not straight up thug. It's straight up I'm smart and I know shit. Uranus is straight up creative, musically, electronically, clicking with inspired information. So he was way ahead of his time. And that Venus on the Sun made him pleasing to other people. And he kind of puts his hand on his head because he's telling me he did not like looking at himself in the mirror. He had this thing. He looked like somebody in his family and it bothered him. So I don't know which parent he looked like, but it bothered him. Like he didn't think about it all day. I'm thinking, oh God, I look like this parent. No, it wasn't like that. He's trying to show me that his pursuit of business goals, climbing the ladder financially, going after money building, creating a business, starting musical acts and managing and then creating and doing what he was doing, whipping it all up into one thing called Ruthless Records. He's telling me literally, he's telling me literally that was his thing. That was his hotness. Okay. So that's spoken like a Virgo if ever I heard it. You know how these Virgos are. They're like, I want to work, I want to achieve, and I don't, care. I mean, I could have like, whatever growing out of the side of my head. I don't care. But if I'm business, I can go after business and I can go after it really, really good. Like that's literally how he's how he approaches it. He approaches it like that was my sexy. That was my thing. He really enjoyed it. It was his drug. I'm going to use that word because he's kind of telling me he really, really wanted to keep an eye on things. He's very psychic and he's telling me that when he was young, this is a connection to his mother though, through his mother and her friends. Now, this is kind of interesting. His mother was dialed up in the community, slightly politically, slightly, I don't know, those community groups they have. Community centers where they invite new businesses in and they know the banker and they know the this and they know the that. The mom was kind of dialed up like that. Okay, the mom was not a slouch. The dad wasn't either, but the mom had connections. The mom went about her business and it was important. The karma was on some.
You just come from work.
Hold on a second. There's too many voices. Give me a second. Let me turn off the YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, that's better.
You good, Locked?
Yeah, she was saying she's exhausted.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna get in the bed here soon. I have to work in the morning.
Yeah,
so
you
we're
do.
gonna. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Good to see you, Locked.
I'm trying, guys. I'm having technical difficulties.
You're doing. We see you. We hear you. You're doing well. We're posting your link.
I'm live again. I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know what's going on.
You're not
I have a
live.
delay.
Right. You're on our panel though, so we see you and we hear you.
Okay. Well, that's all that matters because I can't see anything but the microphone, the mic.
Oh. Okay. All right.
So I don't know how to use StreamYard. I don't know how to do nothing. How y'all doing? Oh,
we're good.
I don't even.
Doing all right.
Yeah, I don't see it. I'm tired, guys. It's been a long week.
I know. I get it. So we're ready to wrap up this video, but we're watching a little bit of Sloan Bella on her channeling Eazy-E just to kind of see.
Yeah, I saw a little bit. Like I was actually in a couple meetings earlier, and I didn't know you were live. I got off the phone to come over here, And I saw the last video, but I only got to see the end. I'm gonna have to be the replay gang.
That's
And I
all.
saw
It's
the
all
last
good.
video, and I see this video. I appreciate what y'all are doing, trying to get to the bottom of this, because this is what we need to do. We need to get our
Absolutely.
superpowers. We need to join forces, and we need to kill them with kindness. We need to hug them and stab them in the back with love. We'll show them how to do it. If we can
Right.
do it, if we do it together, we can't do
That's
it
right.
alone. But just like this channel links up with that channel and makes the people they ask to come up feel like they're lost their minds because they don't know what's going on, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That gets everybody with everybody. And because Nick knows people in Australia that Auntie Leah never even could
Mhm.
imagine. And Auntie
Exactly.
Leah knows people that Jay would never even want to talk to.
Right.
So if we can all just use our superpowers, turn on our forces, and go hard in the paint for the right thing, that's all that
Mhm.
matters. It does, nothing else matters, like nothing. I don't care
That's
about
correct.
money. I don't care about petty little beasts. I don't care about YouTube BS. I don't want to get anybody's channel in trouble.
Mhm.
YouTube BS or anything. I don't care either way. Like I don't have any, like y'all see me a few times, but every time I've been here or there or everywhere, I've been
Hmm.
like poked. I've been getting poked and poked and
Yeah.
poked and poked. And so
Right.
finally I got tired and hopefully I don't get poked anymore because I don't think it's a good idea. But it was a good thing because a lot came out of it. A lot of good came out
Mhm.
of it.
Right.
So
Yep.
I
yeah,
agree.
so that's kind of
Well, we
that's
move
pretty
it.
much. Oh, I don't know how y'all hear me.
I
I
can hear
didn't push
you.
the
I can
button.
hear you, but you're frozen. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
now,
hear.
okay. So now you're on here twice. Which one are you?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me see. How about that? Say something.
Oh,
Oh, now we lost her altogether. Come back, locked. She'll be back, guys.
Some level with the mom in this instance. So the mom had an idea for her
I'm gonna
kid
drop
and
the link
she
for
didn't
her
ever
again.
stop him from doing what he's doing. Now, what I'm seeing is he is telling me that he thought a lot of what
You
he
can't see
did was
nothing.
his own
All I
idea,
see is
meaning
me.
a lot of his choices in life he thought were things that, I'm going to be this and I'm going to do that. But it wasn't. He was kind of guided by his mother to want to do these things. And she stepped out of the way to let certain friendships and connections fall into place so that her son could climb. So the mother had more of a hand in guiding this kid than she lets on or let on. I don't even know where she is right now, but that's what I'm seeing. The other thing that I'm seeing around him is when he started, his little street thing, he's smart. Taurus moon, anything in Taurus is like, okay, forgive me for saying this, but Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus wants to do what they find fun. So if they want to do the sex, drugs, rock and roll, buy shoes, their whole life is geared around how do I get to the point in my day when I can hang out doing what I like to do. So for Eazy, he thought like the drug dealing thing was that thing. Like I can do this, I still get to do the shit I like to do, and I can buy stuff and I can climb and I can kind of morph myself into the person that I want to be because I'm not tied to a 9 to 5. This is what I'm getting. Not that he didn't want to do it. There's a part of him that wanted to learn all the time. So he's a smart kid as a kid. Okay. So he's he's funny. He was this little kid with this big brain and he's like pulling his pants up and he's like, I'm going to do this. He probably like got in people's faces and he was not particularly imposing personality, but he did his intellect in his brain and he could pretty much talk his way out of stuff. This is why people liked him. They could learn from him. He was quite the scholar in life philosophies within the context of the group that he was in. So then I'm looking around and I see his cousin, the cousin that was murdered. Can't remember the cousin's name. Everybody words it as if he just fell into that drug lifestyle because the cousin got murdered. Bullshit is what I'm saying. Friend of the mother, neighboring town, neighboring, somewhere around. It might have been, I'm not sure like how big the district of Compton was or is. Like, I'm not sure, if it extends out in like Los Angeles. I'm not sure of that, where the division lines are, but I'm being shown a guy in a suit, a white guy in a suit. And that guy in the suit is somebody that had connections with the mother. This is at like city council meetings or talking in the community. This is a white dude. He's connected politically. He's connected in service. People listen to him. He's commanding. He's got a placid face, but underneath, he's a fuck. He's a fuck. Okay. So that's my word for him. He's not like whatever that is. He's a businessman, and he's not a compassionate or spiritual. He was friends with the mother. When the cousin died, this businessman had a hand in that. Nobody knew it, but he did. He took the cousin out because the cousin was smart-mouthed, period, end of conversation. Smart-mouthed, I'm taking your ass out. You talk too much. You're too big for your britches. You are boom out, okay? This businessman was somebody that people looked up to in the neighborhood or surrounding neighborhoods, okay? Dark-haired man, so dark hair, kind of like brown eyes, but always a suit and tie. Not full-on mafia looking to me, more like business. I run a local business. I do like ribbon cutting ceremonies. I talk at the Chamber of Commerce. I go to political meetings. I know so-and-so, we have drinks, that kind of dude. But underneath, he was all gangster. I'm talking about the guy in the suit. So when Eazy took over for his cousin, so to speak, that was not by accident. That was by design, perfect design, because they targeted this kid. Hear the wording. He didn't see it at the time. Had something to do with his mother saying, you know, this boy is smart. This boy can. I'm not joking you when I say that. Maybe she said it in passing conversation. We all talk about our kids. So maybe she said it in passing conversation. But whatever was said, Mr. Businessman stepped right on up and put his eye on the target, which was Eazy-E. So Eazy started doing what his cousin had done, and he didn't mouth off. He wasn't on drugs. He didn't blow up. He wasn't literally out gangbanging, like shooting people on the street, you know, getting rageful and doing shit like that. He was up here. Eazy was like, how do I get money? How do I go to the next level? How do I get where I want to go? So his trip was like building, like I want to build this. I want to collect. I want to do this. Okay. Very Taurus-like. The Virgo was the mind. It kind of gave him the way to maneuver through it. Now, here's what's interesting. Business dude over here is the one that gave him the money to start Ruthless Records with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube. Okay. So I almost every time say iced tea, forgive me, it's Ice Cube. It's like, duh, I know the difference, but I'm just, you know, watching the other one on Law and Order, I just go right there in my head. But the businessman was the one that gave him the money. Okay, maybe it was a loan. Maybe it was like he had 20 grand and the businessman had like 120 grand. So he's like, dude, I'll give you this. If once you get this going, you do this, this, and this. So it was pay for play for Eazy-E. It wasn't him coming up with all that money himself. Not saying he didn't make a shitload doing the dealing stuff. That's not what I'm saying. It was directly connected to Mr. Businessman who came in. I'm calling him Mr. I don't know who this guy is. I feel like he's still alive though. And I feel like he still has some kind of political pull in the world. It's hard for me to tell how old he would be. I'm assuming he might be in his late 60s, early 70s. Just by the way he looked back then, but some people, they can fool me with their age, whatever. Mr. Businessman had a lot of stuff that he wanted Eazy to do and deliver. So he had a way in. Eazy was the front man for what this guy was doing behind the scenes, which was interesting. And that's how he met his manager, that Jerry Heller guy. They're connected like that. It wasn't happenstance. It wasn't that. Jerry was brought in, do your work, wrap it up over here. That's what it was. It was very much like that. That's how I'm seeing it. I'm very strong about that. So Eazy did not know what he was involved in fully. He's just looking at the big picture. He's like, I'm going to get this. Okay. That's what he's going to do. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. This is what I want to focus on. I got a dream. We all got a dream. Everybody's got a dream. So he focused on that dream. Okay. And he went for it. He brought out acts like, you know, the Black Eyed Peas and Bone Thugs and Harmony. He did that. He did his own shit. He wrote, collaborated, created. He was completely all over the place. That's his Uranus on the sun. Completely inspired, completely moving around, all of those things. However, business dude, manager dude, they got their eye. Manager dude is okay, but manager dude very...
Who do you guys think the manager dude is that Sloan Bella is alluding to? Is it Jerry Heller? Is that the
thinking
guy?
it could be him now because she said he's older.
Yeah.
And so he's not gonna have dark hair if he's older. And I'm
Yeah.
sure he did when he was younger. So
True.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Good question.
Cagey, knows what he has to do to keep his boy off guard a bit. So got to kind of start some triangulation shit. A little bit of a narcissist over here is what I'm saying. So he's got to start some shit between Dr. Dre, between Eazy, between Ice Cube. He's got to start some shit, okay? And there's shit. It's not huge shit, but it's shit. It's crap, and everybody starts, you know... Eazy's got one direction, they've got another, and in truth, and this is what I'm hearing, at the time that Eazy died, he wasn't so upset with Dr. Dre. That I don't get that, actually. But when I mention the name now, he kind of turns his head like, that's enough. Like there's a shutdown to that. There's some knowledge about who Dr. Dre is now that Eazy pushes back. And it's not from back in the day when he was alive, when whatever bullshit happened. It's not from that time frame. Now, I'm going into... he's got one of his children. He had many. I can't remember what they said. Something like 11 children. That's a shitload of kids. Okay. Yeah. That's a lot of little souls coming onto the planet. That's cute though. I mean, he didn't have to have them, so his figure stayed intact. No, he's kind of shaking his head with that too, because that had something to do with the way that he felt about himself when he tells me about not being able to look at himself in the mirror, what he looked like, all of those things. But there's one child in particular, and I have no idea who it is. One of the daughters, I don't know which one, and I don't know how many he had, but one of his daughters, it was probably the one closest to being a baby when he passed. That's what I'm feeling. So maybe somebody knows who that child is. There's a real deep connection to that daughter, as in I feel like she sees him and he hears him and feels him.
Wow.
That's what I feel like.
Wow.
Now, what he's talking about, and he wants me to word this carefully because it has to do with April 9th, 2020 and what's going on in the world and what's going on with these infections that he says are AIDS related. This is what he's saying. Same shit, different day. This is what he's saying.
Okay. All right, guys. So you think he's talking about COVID-19? April 9th, 2020? Sounds about right. That sounds about when COVID hit, right? It was taking folks out, similar to what that, really fast, similar to what happened to Eazy-E, wasn't it?
Yep.
That kind of makes sense.
This, he's drawing me, it's very smart and spiritual too. Same shit, different day. He's drawing me a conclusion over here, I'm sorry, not a conclusion. He's showing me kind of with squares, and I'm following them in my head. I think they're little molecules is what he's trying to draw. They're lost on me. I'm blonde and a Canadian, so it's totally lost. But anyway, he's drawing these little things, and he's saying what happened to him. Same shit right now. AIDS related.
Wow.
AIDS related.
So is Eazy-E alluding to in the afterlife that COVID-19 is AIDS related? Maybe a rapid progression of that disease?
It's both lab created.
That as well.
Both created in the lab.
That as well. That as well.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Thanks, Archangel.
Wow.
All right, Angel.
That's interesting because everybody that's getting this right now, whatever this is, they're not out doing things that would be, quote, an AIDS type of behavior. Like they're probably not the people shooting up, and they're probably not having gay sex,
Hey,
whatever. He's
temper
saying
the
he
back.
wasn't gay. I didn't ask. He's saying he wasn't gay, okay? But
Boy, walk
he is
one.
saying I did what I got to do to get where I had to go. So that makes me feel like there was something else going on behind the scenes. And he's kind of saying there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes, even in the rap world, gangster rap, hip hop, whatever you want to label it as, and or all of it combined, where these young musicians are put into positions. And he's showing me this. He's showing me a day that he was on some kind of an electrical thing here in the studio.
Guys, just want to let you guys know that this video was made 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Who started talking about the industry 5 years ago? Jag, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But before you,
You know that thing where it's got all of those
okay.
things.
Hold on, Tipper. There you go. What you got to say, bro?
I gonna say before you play it, to answer your question about the HIV thing,
Come on.
if you ever Google it or research it, you'll find that you could go up to HIV 99, HIV 88, and each one of these streams of HIV carry different symptoms. Like if one has diarrhea, vomiting, night sweats, the other one will just have diarrhea and night sweats. The other one will just have vomiting, and it goes straight up to 99. So there are so many forms of HIV. Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. This is crazy work, guys. Let's keep listening. Wow.
Thing. It's how I feel around the kitchen too, in the oven. I'm like, the thing that does that thing. He's showing me that, and he's sitting there, and it's basically, I think he was pretty young when this happened. I feel like he was pretty young when this happened. He was doing some kind of a, I don't know, electrical thing in a studio, working with something, eye lines in front of him. Somebody comes from behind him, and he's kind of showing me that shit happened. And that there were certain things in that world, like an initiation, that he partaked in, but he wasn't gay. So I do feel he's kind of trying to tell me there could have been something that was like relationship-wise, no, not even relationship, business-wise, that required something along those lines. Now, this could have been a drug thing too. It might not be a gay thing. It might be like, we're going to put a needle in your arm kind of thing. This is not why he died. This is not why he did it. But what it is it is why he had so many kids. Because now I understand why he couldn't look in the mirror, because I thought he was cute. I mean, he was short, but I thought he was cute. Handsome, whatever. Because I couldn't understand why he kept telling me I couldn't look in the mirror. Something about the way that he looked at himself after that day didn't look right to him. So then the focus became, I'm going to climb business-wise, because then I don't have to look at myself. I just am presenting. My energy is channeled and focused this way. So he couldn't look at himself. He was perfectionistic about it and didn't like it. This is what I feel. And there's deep, heavy sighs. He worked very hard after he crossed over to get rid of the idea that what he thought and how he thought he was living was not actually what it was. He was under complete misconception about his life, even though his life seemed to be awesome, amazing. I mean, like his level of fame, his level of notoriety, his children, the girls, the cars, the money, all of that. That was great, but it wasn't really what was going on. And so there was a lot of shame around that for him. Now I'm asking him straight out what happened to him that he got AIDS. Does he know that? Because I don't know if we see it. Like, I mean, if you know now you sleep with somebody with AIDS and then you get AIDS, then you know you got it, right? So you would know that before you died. But he literally was confused at the time that he passed. And if you looked at his face, he was terrified to die. He had no idea that this was going on. And he had been in good health. Quite the opposite of probably a lot of rappers. He was in good health. I take it to be all that Virgo. The part of his body that was messed up health-wise was his anxiety, his emotional nature, not his body. Okay. So his emotional nature, anxiety, the way that he thought, repetitive, ruminating, that kind of thing, focus, focus, focus. Not like, oh, my heart, my lungs. That wasn't his thing. He was pretty straight, like focused on physical health. He didn't really fuck with his body that much. He tells me he knew that from his mother. You don't do that because that's where they can infiltrate. So he's a little bit of a control freak. He wasn't going to let anybody come into his life by like letting go of things. So when I'm asking him how he passed, now I know there's conjecture about Suge Knight being responsible for it. And he's, okay, so this is what he's saying. He's telling me he was double crossed, and he's saying, okay, a bunch of shit about Suge Knight, but it's him being double crossed. Well, how's that get you now? Where's that get you now? In other words, he got double crossed. He's saying double cross, all the way down, including to Suge Knight in jail, and on it will go. There's some kind of double cross where I go over here and I go to Dr. Dre. That's coming up. That hasn't happened yet. So I'm seeing something about that. Now, Ice Cube, he steps back from that, and I'm not here. Like, that's just like, we're going to keep shut about that. So I don't think anything happened there. I am literally asking him what happened, what literally happened. And what he's telling me.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, bro.
I'm going to straight out say this to you. I know that people thought Suge Knight did something or somebody did something to him. I am literally saying probably 5 months before he passed away, this is what I'm being shown. I'm seeing his mouth open, and I'm seeing a doctor look down his throat. So there was some kind of a virus that would cause him to go to the doctor. I am seeing that. I'm seeing him drinking something that's a fuzzy drink to try to help his throat. Literally what's going on right now. He is having his throat, well, I should point in the middle, not here, because it wasn't like this side, but I'm just grabbing my throat. They're swabbing his throat. So this is like strep throat. Do you have like, what's wrong with your throat? Sore throat, inflamed throat. Let's take a culture. Like, how many kids have gone to the doctor for that? They put the culture in his mouth, swabbing his throat with fucking AIDS on it. And it went straight down there.
Are you
so
kidding me?
He was having digestive
That
problems
sounds like it.
and pneumonia problems.
Wow.
And doesn't that sound familiar right now? He's literally connecting. I'm connecting. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but I'm connecting with it. He's saying they swabbed my throat, okay, for like strep throat. I had a sore throat. I had to feel better. I needed to complete a lot of stuff. There was something he was completing about 5 months before his death, work-wise. And always with the Virgo, they want to fucking work. If you have to shoot them up to get them out the door to work, they will. If if they can't walk and they had a hip replacement and they bang their head on the floor, they're still going to go to work. If they can think
about 5 months prior to his death, he parted ways with who? Who did he part ways with business-wise?
Drake.
Jerry Heller. Jerry Heller. Wow.
think they're going out the door to work. You cannot make a Virgo stop working. It is who they are. And the essence of him was work and build and work and build. So he was like this. He's saying they swabbed his throat. When he realized on his deathbed how he got there, somebody told him. Somebody came in the room and somebody told him, there, bitch, this is why. Now, do you know why it happened? Well, I don't really know why it happened. I'm just going on what this is. The energy is telling me.
Okay, I'm kind of thinking the person that came in his room right before he died was who? Dre? Did Dre not say that he went to the hospital to see him and he passed away shortly after?
Why it happened is at the time that he passed. Don't trust the manager. The manager was complicit in it. Businessman over here, manager Jerry Heller over here. These two fucks were they worked together. Business guy goes back to the mother, although I'm sure she didn't know it. It's just a connection. She wanted her kid to get where she would get because she got where she got and he got where he got. That's just how I'm seeing it. On his way off the planet, he had other goals. He had other things he wanted to do. He put his foot down. He, like his cousin, got too big for his britches and put his foot down. Not doing this. Not doing this with you. Manager, get out. Going away, manager. This was unacceptable. Business dude needed Eazy in the position he was in to do stuff that he was doing. And here's the kicker. None of these people actually had him killed, but it was a political hit. It was a political hit. It was a political hit. Political hit. So political hit. Don't know why he keeps making me do that. Political hit. He's making me get Tourette's. Political hit. I'm going to stop. Stopping now. That's what it was. A higher up government official under a particular person in office, and not the person you think. I think we're talking about another, whatever. I'm not going to say the name. There were two of them that ran this country, though, and one of them, the younger one, is the one I think we're talking about. Political, business guy, political, manager connected to political, swab in the throat, infected throat. Let's check your throat. Let's swab your throat. You're good to go. Here, take these antibiotics, knowing full well. And here's another thing I didn't know. Okay, so why do people die? Like Magic Johnson, he had AIDS, 92, had AIDS, perfectly fine. Other people, 6 years dead. Some people like him, a couple of months dead. Why? You could lay dormant. That's true. He's saying the strain, this is what I'm hearing.
Auntie
The
Leah.
strain on the swab came right out of the lab. So this.
Yes, Nick?
Hold
I
on.
can hear.
Whoa.
I can hear something
Hold
else
on.
coming
All right.
through.
So this was a political
I was
move
playing twice.
by a 3-letter
I could hear some
political
other sounds
or
coming through.
governmental organization that begins with a
I
C
don't
and
hear
ends with an
anything,
A.
guys.
Because as I'm saying this, I'm like, I
You
don't
guys
want to
still
get in
hear
trouble
it?
for this, but it's connected to that. And this was orchestrated much like the drugs that he sold. It came straight down from there. We need to infiltrate this into this community, get this young kid whose cousin just died because this cousin wasn't going to do this bullshit. This cousin was like, I'm drawing the line. I'm going to do it my way. I don't have to do your way. We're good with this. This new substance comes in, out it goes. Eazy's doing his shit, not even thinking shit, just doing my shit. I'm a kid. We all do shit. Okay, doing that. What else comes out of a lab? The swab comes out of the lab. What is on the swab is 60 times stronger than what you would get if you shot up drugs with your neighbor, fuck someone, however you get it, blood to whatever contact. 60 times stronger right out of a petri dish, deliberate. So he had no choice. And with him, it just happened to hit that area of his body. I'm getting his digestion was off too. That's fascinating. I'm getting freaking ice cold right now. Political hit, I'm going to say it again, out of a lab. And he's referencing this on a...
Guys, that is the same thing that allegedly happened to Tupac Shakur, right? Hi, Sam 3. A political hit. A political hit. The same exact thing that we heard about Tupac Shakur.
April 9th, 2020. Connection, 95, March 26th, April 9th, 2020. In the time frame of Aries. What is going on now was going on then, but just different. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. That's not what I expected. I literally went at this cold because I came in from grocery shopping. I heard what I heard and I started to, I just turned my camera on and just, this is what we got. So this is very interesting. Not at all what you thought. What I will say with him right now, though, one of those daughters just has his heart. So I feel like one of his babies, one of the baby girls, I don't know how many there were out of the 11 that were girls. I kind of think there were 3, but maybe there were more. But one of them, she's sweet and she's shy and she's more delicate. She may have had like learning disabilities. I don't know who this is, but she's a little bit different. There's such a strong connection, talks to her all the time and she knows it. That's what I'm hearing to say. Okay, so that was interesting. And that was Eazy-E, and that's the video you guys asked me for. And I'm super glad I did it. Did not expect that. The more that I do these videos, especially on the rappers, I really feel like they're the ones that are both against the establishment and directly with the establishment. It's like a weird feeling. Thank you guys. And once again, my name is Sloan from sloanbella.com.
Okay, guys, that is it. That is it. That is it. Let's put us all back on the stage. That is the. So, what do y'all think?
Wow.
What do you guys think?
Wow. Wow.
That's all I can say, right? Wow,
Yeah.
very informative. Right?
Yeah.
Nuts. To think that he is saying that he got it from a mouth swab, and that mouth swab was 60 times more potent with that virus. And to think that to connect it with COVID-19, though, allegedly, man, that makes a lot of sense because people were dropping like flies when it first hit, right?
Yep.
So many people. And then they had them in this strange quarantine, didn't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It had went airborne.
Mm-hmm.
Where AIDS is not airborne.
No.
So
it wasn't airborne. It was touch. So when they touch their mouth.
I thought it was like if you cough, the particles could go up your nose. That's why they make you wear masks. Make you wear
Nah,
masks.
see, they made us wear the mask, but it wasn't. It was never airborne.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is crazy work, guys. What do you guys think? So they also, Sloan Bella also, alleged that it was a political hit. There's so many different theories out here. All I know is the way that Eazy died, how fast he died of allegedly having AIDS is not normal. Can we all agree to that?
No, that ain't normal at all.
Not normal at all. When we look at him compared to the baby that we saw that was born with this disease, and he's still alive today. Right. Even Magic Johnson, still alive today, but they couldn't save Eazy-E. And he was a millionaire too. Weird, right? I think it's safe to say, allegedly, that he did not die of that. I don't believe that's what he died of. Pneumonia, also AKA COVID, also probably AKA a rapid form of HIV/AIDS as well. It all has to do with the lungs. It all has to do with the immune system.
The pneumonia.
Yeah, pneumonia. He might have been the first pneumonia hit. Never know. But I want to tell you guys, I really appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. We really dove in deep into this Hip Hop is a Graveyard segment. Eazy-E, his story was long and in depth. I came up with 5 different suspects. Again, Dr. Dre allegedly. Eazy-E's wife with the type signature on the marriage license, allegedly, who only gave his other 10 kids $75,000. So out of 20, she only spent $750,000 on his kids. The way that he loved his kids, I don't believe that would be Eazy's plan. I said alleged wife with a type name. Yeah, I'm not gonna call her the wife. I mean, she's the alleged wife with a type name on the marriage. Where does that even hold up in court? Type name on the marriage certificate? There's no way you're gonna make me believe that Eazy-E would not want to divide his estate between his children and just marry his baby mom on his deathbed.
Yeah, that's wild. Don't the kids come first though?
They would if he wasn't married. That's what's suspect. Because the wife becomes the next of kin. Yeah, the wife is what becomes the next of kin in the States.
But even if you're married, they just forget about the kids like that?
No, they don't. But yeah, if he has a wife, she is next of kin first. Like, for instance, when my dad died, I had no say-so because he was married. They wouldn't tell me anything. They gave all the information to his wife. Didn't matter that I was his daughter. It didn't matter, not in the States. His wife became and there's no way you can tell me that this man chose this woman over the rest of his kids.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, allegedly. So, with that being said, it's all nefarious. I'm not sure who we're going to hit on next, but somebody else is going to come up. I kind of think the next one is Tupac Shakur, which is very hard for me. I might have to skip him for now because that's very hard. I think that is the first death in the industry that I ever really felt and cried over. Like, boo-hoo for weeks. I need to take off work type of tears. I was 19 years old when Pop passed.
Wow.
That really affected me, so that would be really hard for me to do that one, but it has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be done. I kind of think I'm going to skip over him for a minute. Maybe not. Who knows? I might conjure up some strength to do Pac, but I might skip the Biggie and then, circle back to Pac because in my eyes, he's still the most devastating to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's still the most influential in my eyes for my generation. It's always been Tupac.
We get it, Auntie Leah, and I just wanted to say, you do such a good job.
Thank you.
You do such a good job doing these deep dives. You really do, and we
all
appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, she kicked herself out.
And
Such a good job. She booted herself out.
Kicked her out. She's not doing it to herself.
They got mad and kicked Auntie out. They got mad and threw me out of the stream yard, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
you can't be mad because
I have this big ass camera on my face because they won't let me use my camera on my computer.
What is wrong? You know what? We must be doing something right. Everybody share this video, share this live. We must be doing something right. Then we must be doing something right. So that's why they mess with us. But I will say that tonight's stream with minus them throwing me out the studio 3 to 4 times was pretty. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of lagging, was it?
Yeah. I was gonna say, we're like a man. Well, I was gonna say there's a bit more bandwidth available without saying too much about that.
I got you.
Got me?
I got you. Oh yeah, I got you. I got
you. Got me? Yeah, but we won't go there today. Yeah.
We're gonna keep it cute.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you guys being here. I gotta hit the clock. So
you do.
I'm going to get off this live. Thank you guys for coming. We will be grouping up again this coming week. We're doing another segment of Hip Hop is a Graveyard. We really appreciate Jag and Odell for allowing us to even do these segments. They were not able to join us tonight, which is fine. They'll pop up when they pop up. But we move forward, and we really do appreciate their support. So please subscribe to their channels. Watch out for the next video. Guys, I'm going to try to do Pac, but Pac needs to be the finale for some reason. In my opinion, he needs to be the finale.
Finale? What you mean finale?
Listen, is it ongoing, Jay? We don't want to keep hearing about it ongoing. Okay. But he can't be next.
It's never ended.
I get it.
He can't be next. I'm not ready. I don't even think I'm ready to really acknowledge that he's there. I know he ain't here no more, but I'm not ready for that one. We might need to skip on over to Biggie, but then you can't talk to Pac. You can't talk about Pac without talking about Biggie. So we may need to skip over, guys. We'll see. But I love you. Anybody else got any last words? Let's go, Nick. Let's go.
Yep. I just wanted to say to everyone that joined in on my channel, thank you. To everyone that joined in over on Jay's channel, thank you. We appreciate all the shared love, the likes.
Do.
Thank you very much.
We do.
Thanks.
And don't forget to subscribe to all of our channels.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you'll never miss a live. What you got to say, Jay? You got any last words?
No, just watch the videos, like it, and like Auntie Leah said, subscribe.
Subscribe, bang the bell. Never miss a notification. We got some amazing things coming up. Let me go in prayer mode. I got to go in my prayer closet to talk about Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, you do. You know it.
I'm not. Tupac can't come and left. Next, y'all. Love y'all. Have a good night.
Good night.
Peace.
Peace.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for coming. Please like, share, and subscribe. Come back again.